Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Effingham County Fair. This is day 2 for us. It is day 4 for the fair. It's Steve Surratt, David Brink, Lisa Surratt on the camera for you today as we bring you harness racing today from the Effingham County Fair. Today we'll have 9 races on the card for you today. Noon will be post time. And so we thank you for coming on board and being a part of the broadcast and being part of our day. 2 broadcasts for you today. Okay, I'm going to keep that up a hair.
Okay, good.
Okay, tonight will be an Altamont 5:30 start. We'll pack up from here and go that direction.
Charleston, yeah, we'll be at Charleston tonight.
Excuse me.
Altamont noon today, Charleston 5:30. Back here at Altamont for noon tomorrow. That's the 6 race card, so we have a little breather in the late time of the week. And we end the week at Charleston Friday at 12:30.
Okay.
I heard him saying something about changes.
They will get
Passing
them and pass
them along.
them on,
Yep.
and when they pass them along.
Perfect.
So they haven't got all those changes yet. And so, yeah, we'll be back there tonight in Charleston, 5:30. Then Altamont here tomorrow for 6 races tomorrow. Short card for us and a short day for us tomorrow as we're going to get a little break. We'll need it after today. And a little cooler weather tomorrow. It's supposed to be in the 70s.
I can't
here
wait.
Tomorrow.
The next 2 days are going to drop below 80. It's going to feel glorious out here.
Absolutely. Warm today, supposed to be about 90 down here. There's just a little breeze. There's not much breeze, but a little breeze. Lisa had it the hottest place yesterday. We found out when she got done, the breeze stopped up where she was. And
the nice breeze we were bragging on went pretty still, I guess.
Yeah.
It was miserable up there, but hopefully today I see some flags blowing. Hopefully it can whip around the top of that grandstand and keep the patrons cool.
If you'd like to advertise with us, it's a little late in the schedule now, but think about it for 2026. Get with David early. We can get you on the calendar, and he'll get information sent out to you early in 2026 for that. But as far as we're all concerned, we're going to be back next year, Lord willing, and health is good and everything. We'll all be back next year to do probably about what we're doing this year.
Yep.
But
if you are a current advertiser with us, and maybe you'd like to get some things changed, if you want to, emphasize some different selling points or whatever, let us know too, because we had a conversation last night with an advertiser and wanting to change some things up. So we want to make our advertisers happy. We want to make sure we get your message out to our fans and not just kind of something that we put together. But anything you want, we can make sure we put together for you and get you set up for next year.
All right. With that, we'll take a commercial break.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469 or email avenattiracing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
Wait, before you go and get your snacks and drinks, make sure to subscribe and like to Harness Tube. If you can't do that, just give us a thumbs up. Alright, to the show.
All right, David, as he said, like or subscribe us on like us on Facebook, subscribe to us. Well, how many subscribers we up to now, David?
We're sitting at 984. We're inching ever closer to that magical 1,000 number, so we'd appreciate if you're out there. If you're not a subscriber, you like harness racing, you like Illinois fairs, anything like that, give us a subscription and turn the notifications on and don't miss any of our live race dates.
Absolutely, as we get ready for today's racing in the full 9 races that we have today, waiting for Kurt to come on line to give us some driver changes and scratches as they get ready to do those. It seems like he's writing those down, and the judge is writing them down up there
Yeah, I think
as we go.
all the officials are kind of getting organized. We should go live to the trackside and Mike, maybe have some pre-race ceremonies here in a couple minutes, it looks like. We're
All right,
really
David,
close.
we've got the backstretch up here. We like hearing from our fans. We would love to hear from you as far as, what your favorite fair is, favorite county fair, and what makes it so great.
We had some nice chats yesterday about Decatur and all. I mentioned Belvedere. So we want to hear your favorites out there. Toss them in the chat. Let us know what's so special about it, and let's spark some memories from our other fans.
The other thing I would throw out there to you is what is drivers, trainers, if you owners, what's your favorite county fair racetrack? Favorite county fair racetrack? We would love to know what that is. And if we were to open up one county fair that's dropped racing, that doesn't have racing anymore, it could be Albany, it could be the Western Fair over in Griggsville, Morgan County, you name it. What fair would you like to see come back? Not the state, any of the big tracks like Quad City Downs or something like that.
The county fairs.
County fairs. What county fair would you like to see open back up? We heard people that really loved the Western Fair yesterday.
And Al Brodsky was mentioning Oregon up in Oglesby County or Ogle County, whatever that was. That's a gorgeous setting up there. I've seen some pictures that he's taken up there. And if I remember right, one of those northern tracks was kind of an egg shape with 3 turns. It might have been Oregon, or it's not the same. I think it's Oregon. So, those little quirks that make all these tracks and these ovals or whatever shape they are special and unique. We want to hear about that. Drop it in the chat. We will. Mitch said he mentioned Albion. Yeah, Albion. A lot of great horses have come from that fairgrounds, as you well know, Mitch. I'm sure a lot of great horsemen as well. We'll throw it up to Kurt for some changes.
Time on this Illinois Top Line Day, harness racing at the Effingham County Fair. In the opening race on the card, there is a driver change on number 1, Captain Treat, and that driver will be Jerome Daniels. First race, number 1, Captain Treat, Jerome Daniels, the driver. All past performance lines are up to date for the horses in the first race. There were a couple that were entered to race at the Logan County Fair at Lincoln a day or two ago, but they got rained out. Second race, scratch number 4, Judge Dredd. Second race, scratch the 4, Judge Dredd. Third race, the driver of number 3, Ain't Wicked, is Jared Finn. That's the third race, number 3, Ain't Wicked. The driver is Jared Finn. There's also a driver change to report on the 5, Heavy Pressure. That'll be Kajavian Carter. Third race, number 5, Heavy Pressure. The driver, Kajavian Carter. He was scheduled to drive that scratched horse in the second race, in case you want to check the program for the proper spelling of the first name. He goes by the nickname JJ. We still have a double call for Wyatt Avenatti on the 4 and the 6. We'll pass along a driver change soon, and we still owe you a driver in that third race for the 1, Phillies Revenge. Okay, let's go to the 4th. In the 4th race, the driver of the 2, Xena Lou, that will be Wyatt Avenatti. 4th race, number 2, Xena Lou, make the driver Wyatt Avenatti. Race 5. Driver of number 2, YF Treva, Jordan Patton. That is race 5. Number 2, YF Treva, the driver, Jordan Patton. 6th race, scratch the 2, Chrome Encore, and scratch 3, Lose Rubicon. That's the 6th race, scratch the 2, Chrome Encore, and scratch the 3, Lose Rubicon. We owe you a driver change because Jerome Daniels has a double call. He's the trainer and the owner of the 1 and the 4, and we will obviously have a driver change to be announced soon on one of those horses. 7th race. Driver for the 1, Valley Sage, Dave Lohman. 7th race, number 1, Valley Sage. The driver will be Dave Lohman. 8th race, driver of number 1, Hey Freaky, will be Tyler Stevens Clemens. 8th race, number 1, Hey Freaky, trainer Tyler Stevens Clemens, also the driver. A reminder, that horse just won here yesterday. Number 1, Hey Freaky, comes in off a win here yesterday. There will be a driver change to be announced on the 2, Rock On Big Star. So 8th race, number 2, Rock On Big Star, a driver change to be announced. 9th and final race, driver change on number 3, Can't Have Me, Harold Finn Jr. 9th race, number 3, the driver Harold Finn Jr. for Can't Have Me. Those are the current program changes. And today's Illinois Top Line card brought to you in part by the St. Elmo Pet Clinic and also by Tri-Power Towing and Recovery of Effingham. It's going to be a lot going on in the grandstand as we get set here on the infield for our pre-race ceremonies. We're going to check in with Scott Beal.
Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois-conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Kerr Auction is your trusted source for ag equipment, attachments, construction gear, trucks, trailers, and hard-to-find parts. With live and online auctions at kerrauction.com, you can bid from anywhere, field, job site, or front porch. From big equipment to small parts. If you need it, Kerr Auction has it. Don't miss your next deal. Check out kerrauction.com today. Kerr Auction, built for the working world.
2024 Illinois County Fair Training Champion. Kev Miller's horses are built to win, and it all starts here. Ready to join a winning team? Call Kev at 217-254-0170 or send a message to the email address on the screen to learn more. Kev Miller Stables. Train to win.
Up over here while Steve works on some program changes for the broadcast being typed into the system over here. But I think we have a little bit of time before we go to the national anthem being sung or played today. So we have an exciting card today at Altamont. 9 races, as Kurt was saying, featuring the Top Line Stakes. If you remember us talking about earlier, the Top Line is open to the world, so these horses do not have to be Illinois bred. A lot of Southern Illinois guys we'll go buy some really well-bred horses down in Lexington at the sale down there, bring them back to the Top Line series, and get them kind of taught how to race just in time to go to Springfield, maybe kind of cut them loose over there. So a lot of guys have made some money picking out those Grand Circuit sales, whether it be the Hoosier Classic in Indiana or Facing-Tipton and the Lexington Selected Yearling Sale, what have you. But the Top Line has become a kind of a landing spot for some of those horses who happen to be trained in Illinois, but maybe weren't bred here. So it should be an exciting racing day. See some new faces of these horses the way and a couple open trots to the end of the card with looks like, or open, I should say, open classifications. But I keep thinking we're going to have a national anthem pretty soon. I'm watching the booth, but not seeing anything move, so did I do something wrong? Did. I didn't enter that horse into the. Whoops. How did I not? typing Judge Dredd.
Yeah, it apparently is not there. It magically disappeared.
Well, in the second, we do have a scratched horse that doesn't appear on our broadcast, but is in the program. If you want to get a copy of the program, you can go to our Facebook page or into the chat. There's a link to get a copy of the PDF of the program to follow the races along and cheer for your favorites. But just to note, there is a scratched horse that does not appear on the broadcast that is in the program for race number 2. Sorry about that, Steve.
Oh, that's not a problem. I'm going, there's no horse there.
I'm glad it was a horse that ended up scratching, not a horse that ended up being in the race, and we'd have to go ahead and type it all in freehand. But,
yeah.
Such is life. We shall move on.
It is.
To the 81st Effingham County Fair, Illinois Top Line Stakes Day. 9 harness races lined up and ready to go here this afternoon. The program sponsored jointly by St. Elmo Pet Clinic and Tri-Power Towing and Recovery. Yeah, technically it's still morning, but in 5 more minutes we're going to be in the afternoon hour. So we ask at this time that you would please rise as you are able for our pre-race ceremonies to give the invocation, our chaplain, Reverend Leroy Tucker.
Let us pray. Our God and our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, for your goodness and your mercy, for the rain not to come yet. But we pray, Lord, you'll let the heat go away. Be with everybody here at the fairgrounds. Keep them safe, keep the animals safe, and may all be done to glorify your name. In Jesus Christ I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you would please remain standing. Veterans render a hand salute. Here to present our national anthem, Lydia Wendling.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well done. That is Lydia Wendling with our national anthem. And her mother, Erin Birch Wendling, is standing by. Of course, Erin, a former Miss Effingham County Fair queen. Was good to see her on the stage here last night as the program unfolded. Was a fun time here at the fair yesterday evening. Lydia herself took runner-up honors Sunday evening in the fair's talent contest. So thank you, Lydia. And as our pre-race ceremonies come to a close, we draw closer to the start of today's racing program. Derek and Clint Bowman, our track conditioning crew, they've got this half-mile track race ready and ready to go at the 81st Effingham County Fair. It is day 4 of our harness racing. Live coverage of the races on WKJT 102.3 FM Effingham. Greg Sapp normally would be sitting there with George Flexter. Greg is away on assignment today, and he is at the opening of the new Lakeland College Effingham Technology Center. He's making an appearance there, so Matt Robinson will take a seat next to George on the infield. You can listen on the app as well. You can also
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Do you like to watch horse racing?
Yeah.
Do you not want to pay money for a stupid horse racing channel?
Yeah.
Are you sadly allergic to horses and you can't see them?
Yeah.
Well, introducing Harness Tube, established 2023.
Hey, I need to try this out.
You can watch it at your son's ball game.
Let's go, son.
You can watch it while eating. Last but not least, you can watch it while you're sleeping.
Yay, my horse won. Now, everybody, make sure you like and subscribe to Harness Tube and keep the notifications on for more Harness Tube streams or future videos or future posts. Anything that I care for. Anything at all. Even if it's just like a 1-second video of a horse doing a backflip. I don't know. But you get the point. So, I hope this video is very informational. And thank you for watching. Peace out.
right, David, let's go ahead while we're at it. The long space of gap there, sorry. We're trying to get multiple things done here this morning.
A lot of changes
driver
today.
changes.
Let's handicap today's first race. Look, we did get our special guest selections in today, so we have Jamaica Patton doing guest selection. You'll see JP on the screen there. Those of you know him, know him by JP. So today's first race, I went 3-1-2. Jamaica went 3-2-4. Where are the Surratts at real quick before we go to Kurt?
All right, before we go to Kurt, I am 3-2-1, and Lisa is 3-4-1 on a race. We'll go
Best
to Kurt.
Luck. The track for the first race, the Illinois Top Line, 2-year-old filly and colt Pace. $50 bonus to the winner of this race, courtesy of our friends at Tri-Power Towing and Recovery in nearby Effingham. A reminder, Jerome Daniels drives number 1, Captain Treat. We will restore the post parade today. Want to give our racing fans a chance to take a look at these horses as they parade on by and go to the starting gate. So, welcome back, race fans. Welcome back, post parades. Let's meet the starters for the first race. The purse, $2,500. The Illinois Top Line, open to the world. Unlike the Jeffers Memorial and unlike the Illinois Standardbred Association, those races restricted to Illinois conceived and foaled horses. This lineup in the Top Line is not. Number 1 is Captain Treat, owned by Jerome Daniels, trained by Cornelius Cabot. Contrary to the program, Jerome Daniels drives Captain Treat, number 1, an Indiana bred. Number 2, Whiskey Lullaby, is a Pennsylvania bred, owned by Ed Teefee of Mount Sterling, trained and driven by Clay Simpson. 3, Just Chasing Tails, is an Ontario-bred horse that grew up in Canada, owned by Trails to Nature Incorporated of Cub Run, Kentucky, trained by Philip Cotton of Fairfield, Illinois, Matt Avenatti in the bike. And number 4, The Preacher Said, is owned by Charles Hurst Jr. of Houston, Texas. That Ohio-bred, The Preacher Said, is trained by Roshan Trigg, and the driver is Kajavian J.J. Carter. Once again this year, Doug McCain's Gourmet Barbecue Sauce sponsoring the Champion Driver of the Week award. Wyatt Avenatti, your defending champion, 51 points. He leads his brother Matt Avenatti by 21 tallies coming into the 4th of our 6 days of racing. 5 points for a win, 3 for second, 1 for third. And Luke's Bar and Grill of Altamont, they sponsor the 2nd annual Leading Trainer Award, same point system. Last year, Kevin Miller was the winner. This year, David Avenatti leads after our first 3 days of racing, 23 points to 19 for Harold Finn. Jill Brown has 18. Getting ready for the start of our first race on this Wednesday. At the post, the gate is rolling. Before we forget, Aaron Martin, a driver you're going to see on the racetrack here later this afternoon, piloting one of these horses. His birthday is today, so happy birthday to Aaron Martin. Regret that we never mentioned Bob Rhodes yesterday. Bob has family in the Altamont area. He was here from his home in Emporia, Kansas, 89 years of age. The late Fred Seals was his brother. It was great to have Bob Rhodes in attendance here at the races yesterday afternoon. Seth Bonoff, joined by his dad, had a son, Mr. Bonoff did, that went to the U of I. That was Seth. Had a son, went to SIU Carbondale. So Mr. Bonoff has an SIU Salukis t-shirt and a University of Illinois cap. He's got all the bases covered. Here they come, first race. Race 1, they're underway in the Mark Red Phillips Memorial, and into the first turn they go. Whiskey Lullaby has the early lead. Just Chasing Tails is right there, though, and Just Chasing Tails moves on by for the lead. Whiskey Lullaby will go in second. Captain Treat is third, and The Preacher Said is last of the 4 as they make the curve into the backstretch. They're all settling single file now along the inside lane of the racetrack, everyone in good order after the opening 1/8 of a mile, but Just Chasing Tails is the leader. Just Chasing Tails leads it by 2 lengths up the backstretch. Whiskey Lullaby sneaks up closer second now, then a gap of 2 back to Captain Treat and the Preacher Set. 31-2 for the opening quarter, 31 2/5 seconds. Again, a $50 bonus to the winner of this race from Tri-Power Towing and Recovery in nearby Effingham. After 3/8 of a mile, it is Just Chasing Tails who leads this Illinois top line opening race on this Wednesday card for 2-year-old pacers. Whiskey Lullaby goes second by just a length, and then Captain Treat is racing in third. The Preacher Said is a close fourth, but nobody is stepping out of line as they move on by the half. Just Chasing Tails is still the leader. Just Chasing Tails on top, a length and a half. 101-1 for the first half mile, 101 1/5. Back around the south turn they go, and again this race, the Mark Red Phillips Memorial, and we're about to find out who's going to take that blanket. We are about 3 furlongs from the finish. There goes Captain Treat to the outside from third, now to challenge for second, but they are all chasing Just Chasing Tails. Still the leader for Matt Avenatti in the blue and white driving silks with the red trim going by the 3/4. He just reached up with his left foot, tripped the string, and pulled the earplugs because now he wants Just Chasing Tails to hit another gear. 132 4 at the 3/4, 132 4, and that's good enough to at least maintain a 3-length lead with an 1/8 of a mile to go. Just Chasing Tails, the Ontario bred, is the leader off the turn. Whiskey Lullaby, a Pennsylvania bred, in second. Just Chasing Tails trying to get to the finish line, still with a 2-length lead. Just Chasing Tails to win the Mark Red Phillips Memorial on the Mark Red Phillips Memorial Racetrack at the Effingham County Fair. Just Chasing Tails won it by 2.5 lengths over Whiskey Lullaby in second, and then a gap of 6 more lengths back to Captain Treat in third, and nearly 8 lengths back of that when the Preacher Said was fourth. 2:02 4/5 of a second, 2:02 4. That's the time for the mile in our first race. We'll meet the winner in just a moment. Pick a winner, players. Keep in mind, second race coming up. Scratch the 4, Judge Dredd. Pick a winner, players. A reminder, scratch the 4, Judge Dredd, in the upcoming second race.
Bring myself up real quick. I didn't catch that final mile time, but it looks like that was a pretty straightforward result. We'll get the official up there when we get them typed in over there. But Just Chasing Tails and Matt Avenatti going wire to wire in this one, taking a lead after they got out of that first turn and said, "Come get me, boys." Whiskey Lullaby, that young filly for Ed Teefy and Clay Simpson, putting in a fine mile in her 3rd lifetime start. A hard closing second in what has got to be a pretty quick mile out here, hitting the 3/4 in 32 4. I'd guess we're probably about 2-2, 2-3 or change, so we'll see what the stopwatch says. But either way, congratulations to the winning connections. We were asking about your favorite tracks of past, and Mitch Titus threw out Albion, of course, being a good track down here in this area. He said it's a pretty spot for racing.
Our junior miss is busy right now with other duties on the fairgrounds, and we hope to see Leah Ring after a while. Trackside to assist with presentation of the blanket for the first race, the newly crowned Miss Effingham County Fair Queen. She is from Effingham and joins her 2 sisters as Fair Queen here at Effingham County. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice welcome to Krista Phillips. And there are members coming trackside of the Red Phillips family, the Red Phillips Memorial. Mark Red Phillips dearly loved this fair. He loved his church, the Dexter United Methodist Church. He loved this racetrack and this racing program. He was a key part of the crew here at the fair. For many years, he was the track conditioning superintendent, always did a fantastic job, took a lot of pride in his role, and understandably so with the races here at the fair. Also a pretty darn good keyboardist and piano player, and he could play it all. It could be a hymn at the church in Dexter. It could be a rock and roll tune on the keyboard. He was a truly talented individual. They always said Mark didn't read music, but he could just listen to music, and he knew what he had to play. Incredible. Folks, how about a hand for the winner of the Red Phillips Memorial, number 3, Just Chasing Tails. There's trainer Phil Cotton of Fairfield in the red cap and red T-shirt standing at the head of this horse. And again, Matt Avenatti, your winning driver out of Chrisman, blue and white colors with just a hint of red here and there, especially on the helmet. The winning 2-year-old pacer by Art Speak. As we mentioned, this pacer is an Ontario-bred performer, but racing in the top line on the Illinois Fair Circuit. And again, that's why the top line always says they are open to the world. Ontario-bred,
Fine with us. Come on down, race with us at the Illinois Fairs. Congratulations, third career win and a new lifetime record for Just Chasing Tails, 202-4. And Matt salutes the crowd there with a raise of the right hand. By the way, that winner's circle, we talk about it, how fortunate we are here. Just to the inside of the front straightaway, we have that backdrop with the blue ribbon logo and the harness racing logos. I want to say thanks to our friends at Albert Gardens, just south of Altamont, to their entire staff, including Kim Runge, as they always help us out each year with getting those floral arrangements that we position on either end of our winner's circle area. So thank you, folks. We do appreciate it. We'll hold tight, Scott. Our presiding.
Okay, David, there's an inquiry, so we're going to talk here a minute. You were asking.
I didn't hear an inquiry. What happened there?
The judge is on the phone or whatever.
Oh.
But you were asking how everybody got more points than you. You went 3-1-2, correct?
I went 3-1-2 in that race.
Okay, and it was 3-2-1, so you got 12 points. I got 18 because I picked it in order. Lisa went 3-4-1, so she got the 1.
The 10 and the 3?
The 10 and the 3.
That system's broken. You pick a wrong horse, you get more points than getting it right. That's a broken system.
And JP got the first 2 right. So David ends up at the bottom of the pile
so
on
entire
your point
box.
system.
I get the entire box right, and you get the least amount of points.
I think you came up with the points, didn't you? The point system?
I've seen that somewhere else. Whatever. Maybe we should have did 5-3-1 because then the box would be more valuable compared to the win amount. But anyway, we were asking for some favorite tracks, and before I got cut off there, Mitch Tice was talking about Albion. I asked him for a favorite horse from Albion, and he threw out a great memory. He said it's a pretty spot for racing. The last time he was there was with Larry Binkley in Fox Valley Jackson. I think those of you who've raced in Illinois for 20 years or more remember that name. Fox Valley Jackson was a heck of an animal from down here in this part of the state, and we had the unfortunate luck of racing against him all year long. We had a nice colt that year, with 2 nice colts actually. We had one named D.B. Brody, a roan horse out of Broadway Express, and a coal muffler named Nick J. Cole. And Fox Valley Jackson was ultra tough. I mean, he didn't even need a trip and he could beat you. But Larry was a great driver, and I think the funniest thing I remember, it might have been down at Greenup somewhere, but Larry isn't much for doing interviews or post-race commentary with Kurt. And I think Kurt even said to the point, if he can get Larry to do an interview after Jackson won, he would donate some money to a local charity of some kind. And at Greenup, by God, Larry did a post-race interview, I think, if I get that correct. But great memories. Thanks for sharing, Mitch.
All right, we're just going to go ahead and go on here. I don't know if he did the rundown or not, but we're going to go ahead and do that.
Sure. I may have missed that time. It was 2-2-3 or 2-2-4. Someone can correct me if I typed it in wrong, but I think that was what he said.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469. Or email avenattiracing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
Circle L walking horses, Russ and Bridget Lapine. They sponsor the Fastest Mile of the Day award, $50, a commemorative plaque, and a T-shirt to the connections of the horse posting the fastest winning mile of the day. Let's go back to Scott.
right, David, they're doing the grandstand now. We want to thank all of our sponsors out there for being a part of what we do out here. And we can't do it and keep it free, but we want you to like and subscribe. How many subscribers did you say we were up to?
984. 984.
Vertical speed, Cornelius Cavett. Third race, number 4, vertical speed. Make the driver Cornelius Cavett. Vertical speed, by the way, was a winner at Charleston on Monday in 2:01 flat. So that pacer has now won 6 consecutive races. Wyatt Avenatti, he will stay put on the 6 great seats. So remember, Wyatt had a, 1, 2, 3, had a triple call in that race. Well, he's going to stay with number 6, Great Seats. That's the horse that holds the all-age track record. You might remember that from a year ago. Wyatt in the race bike, 154-4. So the fastest horse in the history of this fair returns today. And again, we'll have more changes, no doubt, to pass along as we move deeper into the card. Keep in mind in this second race, scratch the 4, Judge Dredd. Number 4, Judge Dredd is scratched. Post position number 1, Mariana G. Line to be announced. Well, that 2-year-old filly was scheduled to race Monday at the Logan County Fair at Lincoln, but they got rained out. So this will today be her first career start.
While Steve's doing some typing and bookkeeping over there, I'll go ahead and mention I'm just marveling looking over at the grandstand from the infield over here. The crew doing the pick a winner today looks to be maybe a Boy Scout troop or maybe a little league team or something. And I tell you what, this grandstand is not a nice grandstand, but it's very tall, and those kids are running up.
We welcome
and
back
down,
Eric
going
Hager
crazy.
of Nicholasville, Kentucky, just outside of Lexington. He's taking a break from his full-time duties as the official starter for harness races at the Red Mile in Lexington, Kentucky. Eric came and joined us a couple of days last year, and he will be our official starter today. And for the rest of the week, Stacy DeRoos will move from the starter seat in behind the steering wheel, so he has got the gate position at the midpoint of the backstretch. And again, welcome back both to Stacy and to Eric Hager. Race 2, the Illinois Top Line 2-year-old trot. 2 fillies, 1 gelding. Scratch the 4, Judge Dredd. This is also the Michelle Coleman, Effingham County Clerk race as they parade to the post. $2,500 purse, and again, a $50 bonus to the winner of this race from our friends at Tri-Power Towing and Recovery of Effingham. Number 1 is Mariana G., owned by Edward Earl Thomas of Pulaski, Mississippi, trained by Roshan Trigg and the driver Kajavian Carter. 2 is Shady Maple Credit, owned by the 2D Racing Stable of Ewing, Illinois, of Mr. and Mrs. Dennis Sneed. The trainer is David Avenatti, and the driver is Wyatt Avenatti. 3, One More and Kick Me Out, is owned by Stephen Maddox of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Clay Simpson of Fairfield, Illinois, trained and driven by Clay Simpson. You've got a Pennsylvania bred from post 1. You have a New York bred from post position 2 and another Pennsylvania bred from post 3. Ready to go here? Second race. Horses are on the backstretch headed to the gate.
Myself up real quick. We got Pebbles in the chat saying, let's go, Jay. I had a nice chat with JJ this morning. We were talking about the times when he and Fat Man would finish races close together, and he said they just look at each other and laugh when they do that. And we saw that out here yesterday. They were having a good time, just grinning at each other as they finished 1-2 in a race. So good memories. It's good to see the boys out there having fun. And
our thanks to Effingham County Clerk Michelle Coleman, the blanket sponsor for Race 2. Previously, before achieving her current post in Effingham County government, Michelle had worked as the chief deputy clerk, grew up in the Bishop community of rural Dietrich, was a Teutopolis High School grad, makes her home in Altamont. She's been a 4-H leader, active at St. Clair Catholic Church as well, and employed full-time with Effingham County government since 1997. A big thanks not only to Michelle, but to everyone on the staff at the county clerk's office for all they do in administering elections, preserving vital records, and so forth. Right now, they are at the post in the Michelle Coleman race. Race 2, gate is rolling on this Wednesday at the Effingham County Fair. with the American flag flying high over the infield and also just beyond that north turn of the racetrack, high above the Old National Road, U.S. Highway 40. Great setting for grassroots harness racing. 81st Effingham County Fair. We're glad you're with us. Here they come. Starter Eric Hager of Nicholasville, Kentucky sends this field on its way in race 2. They are off and trotting. These top-line 2-year-olds enter the first turn to straighten out single file with Shady Maple Credit going to the lead. One more and Kick Me Out in second. Mariana G is last of the 3 as they work their way around the south turn of the racetrack and over to the backstretch. Shady Maple Credit went right to the top at the start. That trotter has made 3 prior starts, has been runner-up on all 3 occasions. A little case of what the horseman calls second-itis. And right now is under a challenge for the lead. There goes One More and Kick Me Out. One More and Kick Me Out moves on by and has the lead as they go by the quarter. 34 and 1 the time. 34 and 1/5 seconds. One More and Kick Me Out broke stride. One More and Kick Me Out had just taken the lead. And about the time that 2-year-old trotting gelding got onto that north turn, something didn't quite suit him, broke stride, lost 10 lengths to Shady Maple Credit, and now has to go back to work and try to chase that same horse down a second time. Then there's a gap of 10 more lengths, or maybe even 12, back to Mariana G as they go on by the half to the cheers of the crowd here at the Effingham County Fair in that grand old grandstand. Back into the south turn they go. It was 105 and 1 the time for the first half mile, 105 and 1. Shady Maple Credit, the leader, Wyatt Avenetti, who leads the Doug McCain's Gourmet Barbecue Sauce Championship driver standings, is leading by 5 lengths here with Shady Maple Credit. One More and Kick Me Out. Well, on the first go-around, it was the back straightaway where One More and Kick Me Out made that impressive move to get the lead. Here we go again, folks. Round 2. What's the old saying? Same song, second verse. Let's see what happens this time. 138 and 1 3/4. It happened again. Would you believe it? Almost in the exact same spot. One More and Kick Me Out breaks stride at the entry to the north turn, and that should just about do it. Shady Maple Credit coming off the turn, and One More and Kick Me Out is back on the trot, but is 8 lengths back. This will be a first career win for the owners, 2D Racing Stable from down in Southern Illinois. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Dennis Sneed. You are a winner. Shady Maple Credit, first career win for those owners. Shady Maple Credit gets a first career win herself, getting rid of that case of second-itis that we talked about. One More and Kick Me Out was home second, and Mariana G was third. Time for the mile, very respectable, 2:08 and 2. The Michelle Coleman Effingham County Clerk blanket will go to Shady Maple Credit, 2:08 and 2/5 of a second. And a reminder, that $50 bonus from Tri-Power Towing and Recovery also goes to Shady Maple Credit.
Well, there went my picks, as Kurt was saying. One More and Kick Me Out was having trouble with that turn. Couldn't quite make it into that last turn. Both times was at pretty close to full speed and just got a little rough-gated and went off stride there. Wyatt had this race all to himself, and when the pressure came, didn't have to worry about it too long before it went away. So congratulations to the connections of the two, Shady Maple Credit.
Good to have Michelle Coleman, our Effingham County Clerk, back with us. Hello, Michelle. Good to see everybody down trackside, getting ready for the presentation of the blanket here for our second race today, the top line 2-year-old trot. Again, that blanket plus that $50 bonus, which Dean Weatherall, our speed superintendent, brings trackside from Tri-Power Towing and Recovery in nearby Effingham. They're a longtime sponsor of the Illinois Top Line here at the Effingham County Fair, along with the St. Elmo Pet Clinic. Thanks to our own Albert Higgs, racing enthusiast and standardbred owner from Altamont, who always helps pull those sponsorships together for Top Line Day. Shady Maple Credit, 2D Racing Stable of Ewing, Illinois. down in southern Illinois, not too far from the DuQuoin State Fairgrounds. Mr. and Mrs. Dennis Sneed, first racehorse they've ever owned, and this is their first win as owners, and this filly gets her first career win. First wins all around for everybody except the Avenettis. How about a hand for the winner, Shady Maple Credit? Yeah, veteran horseman David Avenetti stands at the head of this horse. He's the trainer. His son Wyatt is the driver. And Wyatt joined by wife and children of the winner's circle as well. The Avenettis, if they've been in this game, well, David's a second-generation horseman. Wyatt's a third-generation horseman. But they will tell you, it doesn't matter how long you've been in the game, it's always fun to see a young horse get that first career win. Yes, and David said especially a trotting filly, they can present their own challenges. Horsemen have told us that for years. Something about a 2-year-old trotting filly. I think that those trotting fillies, they're kind of like, just let me do this. I'll figure it out. Leave me alone. I'll get to the winner's circle eventually. Well, she did today, folks. Shady Maple Credit. Well done. Credit winner, the sire of that filly, and that means that filly is a New York sired performer and is bred by the Quantum Farms Corporation, 208 and 2. Thanks again, Michelle Coleman. Great to have you with us, and also our thanks again to Tri-Power Towing and Recovery. We are official. Here's the full field rundown for that second race. Mariana G was third. Shady Maple Credit, the winner. One more and Kick Me Out, the runner-up. And Judge Dredd was scratched. 34-1 at the quarter, 105-1 at the half, 3/4, 138 1/5, and the time for the mile, 2:08 2/5 of a second. Reads down 3-1 to scratch. Third race coming up. A lot of changes and a lot of updates, so let's recap those real quickly. First of all, we still owe you a driver on the 1, Philly's Revenge. Remember, that pacing mare was a winner Monday at Charleston, 157-3. So number 1, Philly's Revenge, comes in off a win at Charleston, Coles County Fair, 157-3. The 3-horse Ain't Wicked, the driver Jared Finn. The 3-horse Ain't Wicked, the driver Jared Finn. The 4, Vertical Speed, your driver Cornelius Cavett. 4, Vertical Speed, Cornelius Cavett. And a reminder, that horse was a winner on Monday night at Charleston, 201 flat, and he comes in on a 6-race winning streak. Number 5, Heavy Pressure. The past performance lines are current because he got rained out at the Logan County Fair on Monday. But by the way, folks, Heavy Pressure, former all-age track record holder at the Pana Tri-County Fair, and the current all-age track record holder in 158-1 at the DeWitt County Fair at Farmer City. And that brings us to number 6. By the way, the 5-horse, keep in mind, J.J. Carter's your driver there on Heavy Pressure. Kajavian J.J. Carter. 6 great seats. Wyatt Avenatti will drive as programmed. And again, that's the horse that has the fastest mile already in the history of this fair, 154-4. He did that a year ago. Scott, as my dad used to say, other than that, there are no changes in the third race.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Wait, before you go and get your snacks and drinks, make sure to subscribe and like to Harness Tube. If you can't do that, just give us a thumbs up. Alright, to the show.
Alright, David, as we're waiting to do a race 4 here again, we thank everyone.
We have another memory from Albion, if you have a, we have a moment for it.
Yep, go right
Leanne
ahead.
Leanne Shin, who knows everything down in this neck of the woods. She's got a great memory here. She said Albion is the home of the legend Leo Burns and Winsome, Wyoming, his beautiful chestnut mare. Those of you who may remember that name, Leo Burns, he was pretty infamous about 10 years ago. In 2012 or 13, I think it was, he became the oldest known driver to win a race in harness racing history. He won down at, I think, Fairfield with his mare, Winsome, Wyoming, at the age of 97 years old.
Wow.
And I remember him racing that mare at 94, 5, and 6 competitively. You know, really was doing a great job. So still at 97 was in the bike. What an awesome story. What an awesome memory. Thanks for sharing, Leanne. Albion sounds like a heck of a place.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to hear from you, either through the chat or text messaging David with the number on the screen, 312-772-5122. If you can do that, that would be great as we get ready for race 3. And they still owe us, David, a driver on the 1. And so we're waiting for that change.
Let me glance towards the barn and see who is that? Is that Freddie Jr.? I think we got Junior Patton on the 1. I think. Looks like Freddie Sr.'s helmet. Looks like Freddie's colors. I'll go with that. I'm pretty confident. If you want to put it in, Freddie Patton Jr. on the 1.
Okay, all right. We'll put Freddie Patton Jr. in on the 1.
I haven't heard the judges say anything, but unless it's somebody else is wearing Freddie's colors, it looks like him out. It looks like his posture, so we'll call it Freddie.
I saw him back in the barn unloading horses this morning when we drove in. So.
Well, he's here and he's working, but I guess John Fletcher and Nan Turner asked him to take the mount on this, and it's hard to turn down a mount when you get one who has track records all over the state. So Philly's Revenge is a heck of a mare, and Freddie knows he has a live mount and says, I could probably follow her around in circles for a couple times.
Yeah, I think he's got a little experience there at doing that.
He's a Hall of Famer. He knows what he's doing, absolutely.
And so, David, let's look at the race coming up here. We don't have any scratches in this race, so that's going to be a 6-horse race.
And we all pick different, so this should be fun, right?
Lisa's hot again today.
She's hot.
She had 18 on that last race. We didn't do so well. We got the 3rd place horse and 2 boxes.
Yep. I got messed up with Clay there, but we'll go ahead and handicap today's 3rd. I went 6-5-2 using that 6-horse Great Seats, who holds the track record here just last year. I'll bring up Kurt real fast.
The driver of number 1, Philly's Revenge, in this 3rd race, Freddie Patton Jr. Freddie Patton Jr. drives number 1, Philly's Revenge. It's been a hot, humid week so far at the Effingham County Fair and at the harness races. We talked to a couple of trainers yesterday about the effect of excessive heat on a horse, and one trainer had an interesting observation we hadn't considered. He said, you know, got to keep something in mind. Your perspective and my perspective as human beings, we're used to climate-controlled environments. So we go into the fair office or go into our home or whatever, we close the door and, the air conditioning, it feels so good. Horses are more adapted, more used to the ambient temperature. They don't have the benefit of spending part of the day in a climate-controlled environment. Then they have to come out and deal with the heat and humidity. So the conditioning is also a big part of this. We've heard this from a lot of horsemen. The way you train your horse, the jogging miles, the training miles, what goes into getting them ready for any given race day has a lot to do in putting them in a better position to help them cope with the heat. And, of course, those caretakers we talked about back in the stable area, they do such a great job making sure those horses get water at the proper time, get hosed down and have a nice cool bath at the proper time, and so on. So there's a lot of different moving parts and pieces, as the saying goes, to getting a race day to come together when it is hot and when it's humid. But the horsemen, they always say, look, care of the horse has got to be our priority. This is how we make a living. We've got to keep these horses, A, for humane purposes, and then secondarily because it is our living. We want to keep them in top form. And we're just about ready to go here. 3rd of our 9 races, a very talented field of pacers lined up, just about set to go.
Finish our handicapping real fast. I went 6-5-2. Here's the post parade. I missed it. Dang it. All right.
All over the board.
Doug McCain's Gourmet Barbecue Sauce is the blanket sponsor for this 3rd race. This is the top line for pacers age 3 and up. The fillies and colts and horses and geldings all go in one division, $2,500 the purse. A 6-horse field. Number 1, Philly's Revenge, It is Freddie Patton Jr., the driver, for Nan Turner of Argenta, the owner, John Fletcher, the trainer. Again, Phillies Revenge, fresh off a win in 157-3 Monday evening at the Coles County Fair at Charleston. 2 is Bing Bing Bing, owned by Phil and Sherry Cotton of Fairfield, trained by Phil Cotton, the driver, Matt Avenetti. 3 Ain't Wicked, owned by David Arbo of Clarksville, Tennessee, trained by Phil Cotton, the driver is Jared Finn. 4 Vertical Speed comes in with 6 consecutive victories, including a win Monday at Charleston and 201 flat, owned by Kevin and Daryl Miller of Arthur, trained by Kevin Miller. Cornelius Cavett is your driver. 5 is Heavy Pressure. Kajavian J.J. Carter in the bike for owner Latoya Hewlett and trainer Roshan Trigg. And again, past performance lines are current there because the races at Lincoln got rained out on Monday. The 6 completes the field. There's the fastest harness horse in the history of the Effingham County Fair, 154-4 1 year ago. Right now, he's at the back of this field, headed off to the north end of the course on his way to the backstretch. Great seats. That's a Pennsylvania bred, a winner of over $160,000 lifetime, owned by Wyatt and Lane Avenetti of Chrisman, trained by their father David, and Wyatt Avenetti is in the bike. Don't want to neglect to mention there are so many awards on Top Line Day. It's amazing, making it rain with that money, as they say. You've got the folks from Tri-Power Towing and Recovery. They are sponsoring the $50 bonus that went to the winner of race 1, the winner of race 2, and then there's a $50 bonus for the faster of the 2 winners of races 3 and 4. Then you've got the St. Elmo Pet Clinic. They have donated $50, and what Albert Higgs has arranged there is $50 to the driver scoring the most points in the top line races for the day. And again, that's 5 points for a win, 3 for second, 1 point for third. As we said yesterday, it's a good problem to have. You've got a lot of sponsors and a lot of prizes and a lot of awards, and that's what makes this week so much fun at the Effingham County Fair.
All right, David, real quick, I did go with the chalk to just take that out right out of the bat. I went with the 4 horse, then I went with
There will be a slight delay here because number 5, Heavy Pressure, Kajavian J.J. Carter, the driver, saw something he didn't quite like about the race bike. So that means that number 5, Heavy Pressure, is headed back to the stable area off the south end of the racetrack. And it'll be a change of equipment, a different race bike for number 5, Heavy Pressure. But the good news is that shouldn't take very long. And Scott, by the way, we talked about the fact that we have a new Miss Effingham County Fair Queen, Krista Phillips. That was a wonderful pageant last night. The Little Miss contestants, they all did a great job. I think I told you in the food court, I got a big kick out of one of the Little Miss contestants. You were reading off her bio, and one of the questions apparently was, what do you want to be when you grow up? And her answer was a teenager. And I thought that was cute. It was just a fun program. I know you were out here as the MC. Did you have fun last night? That went on. The new race bike is hitched up and ready to go with number 5, Heavy Pressure, who's the first horse to reach the starting gate. So Heavy Pressure says, I'm ready. I've got a new bike. I'm feeling good. Let's go. They're at the post. The gate is rolling. Race 3 in your scorecard. The top line for Pacers age 3 and up. By the way, $50 bonuses, as we mentioned, to the winners of each of the first 2 races today. So trainer Phil Cotton, a heads up. I don't know if you grabbed your $50 bonus from that first race from Tri-Power, but you've got it coming if you haven't picked it up already. On the north turn, getting ready for the start here in race 3. Great to have you with us on a Wednesday. Problems for Phillies Revenge, who ducks out toward the left lane of the racetrack and toward the infield. Problems also for the 6 Great Seats, so this will be a recall. this will be a recall. The starter, Eric Hager, has signaled for a recall. That is why the gate decelerates. The drivers, one by one, bring their horses almost to a standstill, in many cases turning 180 degrees and heading back up toward the north end of the track. In 2 cases, they will go ahead and at a leisurely pace now move down to the inside lane with the Everybody will regroup in just a moment. We'll check the reason with the starter for the recall in just a moment. I believe it's broken equipment. I think one of the horses had broken equipment, and indeed that is one of the reasons that the U.S. Trotting Association and the Illinois Department of Ag will allow for a recall. Essentially, it's just like at the Speedway when we say it's 1 to go, next time by they're going to get the green flag, and then we say, oh, they waved it off. They're going to go one more lap before they get the green flag. That's all that happens here. The starter saw that one of these horses, I believe, had broken equipment, so he waved off the start, said we're going to regroup, get the broken equipment taken care of, and give it another try. Broken equipment on number 4, Vertical Speed. Broken equipment for number 4, Vertical Speed. I know sometimes we have people ask, and you all have great questions. To me, it's always fun, especially for people. This might be the only time all year that you get a chance to attend a harness race in person. And the questions that you all have, one of the things is sometimes we find, those of us who grew up in the sport, the questions are so good, we have to go dig out the rule book ourselves. And sometimes we will get the question, how about when a horse makes a break way up there on the north turn, well before the start? Why don't they have a recall and give that horse another shot? Well, it's because the U.S. Trotting Association and the Illinois Department of Ag have said that's not a sufficient reason for a recall. So if you see a horse that breaks stride, say at the top of the stretch or back there in the north turn as they're getting ready for the start, that's why you will never see a recall for that circumstance. That is not considered sufficient reason to wave off the start and give it another try. But interference behind the gate, yes. Broken equipment, yes. A horse that scores out of position, yes. Those are all valid reasons, and in this case, the starter waved off the start and signaled a recall because of broken equipment on number 4, Vertical Speed.
Bring myself back up real quick here, see if we're getting a drink refill, but we didn't get through all of our handicapping, but this is a fantastic race. We don't have to talk about these horses. I think they speak for themselves. We have a track record holder from this fair, track record holder from Farmer City. Vertical Speed probably has a track record somewhere too. Philly's Revenge we know has a few, so this should be an exciting race, and the picks are wide open, so anybody's game. We'll see what happens in today's 3rd race.
We'll bring it back up here, David, just for a second while they're doing some fill time here as we get ready to go. We've got Kurt turned up, so we'll know when he comes back in. We'll break off. But hopefully, Lisa, the sound is okay. And she probably texted me, David, and I didn't answer.
I'll make sure I don't have any follow-up text from her, but I think we got it fixed. Oh, I do have a follow-up text from her. I need to pay better attention to my phone over here.
Well, I do too.
Much better is the word from Mrs. Lisa across the stand, so I think we fixed it, Steve.
Okay.
Good to hear.
And the people at home probably just turned up their devices or their computer.
We probably blasted their speakers.
Figured we had nothing good to say.
We had to boost the volume a little bit there, so we apologize if you had to adjust your volume on your end, but we should be loud and clear now.
And so
I thought I had that timed out better.
Scott, you are correct. The number 4 horse, Vertical Speed. The equipment repair is complete. So we've had heavy pressure with a new race bike, and then we had the 4-horse Vertical Speed with broken equipment, but all of that's been resolved. And now, once again, they are at the post for another try at the start here in race 3, the Doug McCain's Gourmet Barbecue Sauce Race for Pacers. Another big day at the Effingham County Fair. A reminder, the Community Showcase in the Schutzenfest building, 3:30, and again at 5:30. You've got Balloons by Kimberly on the free stage at 5, Lures Ideal Rides of Collinsville, Family Bargain Night beginning at 5, the Effingham County Youth Livestock Auction at the 4-H Arena at 5 o'clock, the Pro Polling League Champion Seed Western Series, and local tractors and semis. That program sponsored by Dust and Son and Wix Filters. That gets underway at 7 p.m. Here they come right now for our third race. Vertical Speed, the equipment repair complete, and he's ready to race. Vertical Speed and Philly's Revenge, who's a step quicker now and benefits from the inside lane of the racetrack and saves the ground around that first turn. So Philly's Revenge moves up and opens up by 2.5 lengths as they move onto the back straightaway. Vertical Speed will drop back and draft in behind the leader in second by 1.5 lengths. Heavy Pressure was parked all the way around the first turn, had to travel an extra distance of ground, is third, 2 lengths off the lead as they go on by the quarter. Big right toward the center of the pack, fourth on the inside. Great Seats is fifth, 28-4 for the opening quarter. Great Seats, the all-time track record holder at the Effingham County Fair, is fourth and moves up 3 lengths off the lead. Bing, Bing, Bing broke stride. Bing, Bing, Bing broke stride over on the north turn, drops out to last as Ain't Wicked moves by from 6th into the 5th position. Here's Heavy Pressure, the first up in the outside lane to challenge Philly's Revenge and Freddie Patton Jr. And Philly's Revenge still leads it past the grandstand to the cheers of the fans here in race 3 by 3/4 of a length. Back to the south end of the course they go. Heavy Pressure second by a neck. Vertical Speed third. 57-1. The time for the first half mile. 57 1/5 seconds. Back around the south turn after 5/8 of a mile. It is Philly's Revenge, the leader. Philly's Revenge leads it by 3/4 of a length. And here comes Vertical Speed. The horse that's won 6 in a row is out and moving at the 3/4, but Philly's Revenge is a stubborn foe. Less than a length separates those two. What about Great Seats, the track record holder? He is still 6 lengths from the front pair. In third, 1:27 flat, the time at the 3/4, 1:27 flat, 1/8 of a mile to go. Philly's Revenge, the leader for Freddie Patton Jr. in the green and white colors, and his son Cornelius Cavett is second with Vertical Speed. Great Seats is still 6 lengths away. It is Philly's Revenge, and she's going to win this race, folks. Philly's Revenge defeating one of the strongest fields of pacers we've seen all summer on the Illinois County Fair circuit. She won it by better than 5 lengths. What a performance. Great Seats got up by a head to grab second on the line from Vertical Speed third. Heavy Pressure was in fourth, and then it was Bing, Bing, Bing in fifth, and Ain't Wicked was sixth. 1 minute, 55 3/5 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the fastest mile ever by a filly or mare at the Effingham County Fair. 1:55 3.
What a big race. Competitive top to bottom, and Philly's Revenge setting a new filly mare track record. Congratulations to all the connections, Nan, John Fletcher, and how about Freddie Patton Jr. picking up the hottest catch drive of maybe the week out here aboard Philly's Revenge. Having overcome that recall, but I'm not even sure if Freddie bought his colors along. It looked like he was wearing Jamaica's old colors.
Well, they say sometimes the post position draw can go a long way, especially on a half-mile track toward determining the winner. And in this case, it certainly didn't hurt Philly's Revenge. She drew post 1, and she was able, and with her high cruising speed and her quick speed away from the gate, stay in front of all traffic behind her. And you think about some of the other horses, Great Seats. He's an excellent racehorse, but he had his hooves full, and Wyatt Habinetti had his hands full, just simply trying to negotiate traffic throughout the course of that 1 mile event. Made for an interesting race, and it made for a good outcome for Philly's Revenge. As you have seen, those of you who are familiar with this winning 5-year-old mare, which is owned by Pana native and Argenta resident Nan Turner and trained by John Fletcher, driven today by Freddie Patton Jr. This is a mare that has a high cruising speed. She likes to go right to the front, and I mean it's hammered down from the time the starter says go. A year ago, Ann's Marina Del Rey toured this racetrack in 1:56 3. That was the all-time fastest mile on this track by a filly or mare. And the mare in front of you right now in front of the grandstand has shattered the filly and mare record by a full second at the Effingham County Fair. 155-3, Philly's Revenge. Doug McCain's Gourmet Barbecue Sauce is the sponsor of the blanket for this race. John Fletcher, the trainer, is trackside. Hello, Mr. Patton. You know, that's an interesting point. Freddie, you bring up a good point. Freddie Patton Jr., the driver, was just talking to us from trackside, and there's Nan Turner. We've already been at Charleston. Nan's going to scoot on in for the winner's circle photo. But Freddie Patton Jr., he flashed his smile. He said, how about the driver? Well, you know, Freddie was just kind of joking around, but Freddie is not the usual driver for this mare. This is, I believe, the first time he has ever driven this mare, and this was her 79th career start. It's a testament both to his ability as a driver and to the talent of that pacing mare as well. You take a really good race mare and a really good driver and you put them together and you get the fastest filly or mare mile in the 81-year history of the Effingham County Fair. There she is, Philly's Revenge. Mr. Freddie Patton Jr., and he waves to the crowd, and then he reached forward with his right hand and he pointed toward Philly's Revenge as the crowd continued to applaud, acknowledging the ability of that fantastic pacing mare. She has just won for the 35th time. Day at Charleston, 157-3 at Coles County, and now win number 35, 150. Full field rundown coming right up.
David, we'll talk real quick. None of us did extremely well. Lisa and JP ended up, because they got one horse in like the second spot, correct in that. And,
that was a tough race.
Yeah, I mean, nobody picked that horse to win.
I leaned away from Philly's. I mean, Philly's
Nan
Revenge
Turner just called up from trackside.
And I really thought that was the best filly, but I thought she's not going to get Wyatt. You know, you're going to get a different driver. I didn't know who it would be, who would even be available, but Freddie was quite capable out there.
Yeah.
Great drive. So congratulations to the connections, but I didn't pick that at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, Wyatt's horse didn't do well in that.
Too much traffic. That, you know, I thought maybe from the 6 horse he could fade away off the gate and wait till they kind of straightened out and maybe clear, but there was heavy pressure was kind of in his way. Didn't have a chance.
Bing, Bing, Bing finished 5. Ain't Wicked was 6. Vertical Speed was 3rd. Heavy Pressure 4th. And Great Seats, the runner-up. The quarter, 28-4. The half in 57-1. 3 quarters in 127. And the time for the mile, 1 minute 55 3/5 seconds. It reads down 156, 342. The winner, a 5-year-old daughter of Revenge Shark out of Incredible Filly, who raced with a lot of success for Nan Turner. So on we go after that 155-3 mile. If you're going to try to win that $50 from Tri-Power Towing and Recovery, good luck. I mean, that's going to be a tough one, especially for a field of trotters, which typically don't turn in the times quite like we see from pacers. But we just hope for a good, safe journey for these trotters in race number 4. Wyatt Avenatti drives the 2, Zena Lou. Wyatt Avenatti drives the 2. Pick a winner, players. Number 1, Mariah Lou, was 4th on Monday at Charleston. The 2, Zena Lou, was runner-up on Monday at Charleston. And the 5, Lou's Raptor, a winner on Monday at the Coles County Fair, 205-2, winning by 9.5 lengths. Scott, we'll say it again. We not only get fantastic horses.
Okay.
Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois-conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
I want to talk to you about Kerr Auction Company of Mount Sterling, and I don't know how that slide didn't get updated, but They have had both those auctions, the 28th and 29th. I was trying to look online to see what happened with them. But next auction coming up will be August 14th. Thank you, David. As I make some changes, or I don't need to make a change there. The next one is August 14th, Machinery Management Services, Export Focus Sale. This is inventory reduction. I'm kind of interested in that, what that looks like, because they are a new equipment dealer. And so what kind of inventory are they reducing? Is it just their used equipment? I don't know. August 28th, Wisconsin Summer Sale in Thorpe, Wisconsin. Wyoming, Illinois, and Wisconsin. So those sales are online. Check it out at kerrauction.com or call 217-9600, kerrauction.com. And so, David, with that, we move right along to whatever we want to talk about at this point.
Okay, cool. We've kind of been moving right along in this program today and haven't had a whole lot of time to banter, but we'll fit in when we can, and that's not a bad problem.
Well, a couple of sponsors we got to get up
yeah, we're excited to go home to the Downstate Classic on Sunday. $100,000 worth of purse money up for grabs, and we're thankful to have Chris Pepmeyer in as a sponsor for us again this year. She's another equestrian from up in the Galesburg area, a neighbor of Doc Flacco's farm, and I think she's a walker, so we're thankful she's following us along here on Harness Tube, and we, of course, appreciate all of our generous donors.
Absolutely. We couldn't do this without our donors and our sponsors. That keeps it free, folks, on YouTube. If you'd like to be either one of those, maybe 2026 you want to advertise with us, you can still donate this year. Here's the information for the donation on Venmo or PayPal at Harness Tube. That's at Harness Tube on Venmo or PayPal. Old-fashioned check at P.O. Box 63, Mount Sterling. David loves going to the mailbox and getting checks. Or check out, a lot of people give checks to Lisa or money to Lisa in the stands, or come across and see us wherever we're broadcasting from.
Usually Lisa's way more visible and accessible than we are. We're usually stuck in a judge's stand, but we love meeting fans. We love getting donations. We like hearing the appreciation in your voice when you hand us a check and say, hey, we really like what you guys are doing out there. You guys are kicking it in the butt. You're promoting the crap out of Illinois, and we really appreciate it. So, if you have it in your heart to give something here to Harness Tube, whether it be the gas money you saved or just something that you think is what we're worth, we'd gladly appreciate that to help keep the expenses paid for and this free to everybody out there in the world.
Absolutely. David, as we go into this fourth race, we can handicap it, but out there in front again.
Lisa, she doubled my points.
Yeah. Yeah. And JP's in second with 26. I'm in third with 24. David back with 18 points today. First, let's see if he can go from first to last in one day.
As the horsemen say, we're going to turn the page.
And we got some clouds coming in, which means there's a breeze. Now, the people down below, now if you've noticed across from us, I don't know if Lisa is listening, but if you notice in the crowd, you get about halfway up and the fans stop moving, and up above there's nobody using a fan. So I'd say there's no breeze, hardly any breeze down below.
And it almost coincides with the roof line of that building at the top of those grandstands, where the wind's being blocked from. But above that windbreak, people seem to be pretty comfortable up there in those redder seats. So hopefully we get some breeze to move through the fair. I think we have a post parade coming through, so I'm going to toss it back to Kurt.
And thank you, Scott. They are parading to the post for race 4, the final top line race of the day. This is for the trotters, age 3 and up. Fillies and mares and colts and horses and geldings all in one division. Again, the purse $2,500. Number 1, and Dustin Sun Auto Supplies, your blanket sponsor. Number 1, Mariah Lou, is owned by the Flacco family farms of Alexis, Dr. Richard and Arlene Flacco, Rick and Tabby Flacco, trained by Jill Brown. Matt Avenatti is in the bike. Mariah Lou, 4th a couple of days ago at Coles County. The 2, Zena Lou, was runner-up on Monday evening at Charleston, racing for Flacco family farms, Jill Brown, and the driver will be Wyatt Avenatti. 3, Little Chip Chipper, owned by Larry Longnecker of Sumner, trained by Jared Finn. Jared's in the bike. 4, Deacon David, owned by Ernie Sork and also Nori Nessa, both of Fairfield, also owned by trainer Sean Nessa of DuQuoin, the driver Isaac Love. And 5, Lose Raptor, comes in off a victory on Monday at the Coles County Fair, 2:05-2, winning by 9.5 lengths, owned by the Flacco Family Farms, trained by Jill Brown, and Jill Brown is the driver. Given that it's the final top line race of the day, a couple of housekeeping measures here. Again, there is a $50 bonus from our friends at Tri-Power Towing and Recovery that goes to the faster of the 2 divisions for horses age 3 and older in the top line. So as we mentioned, that 155 and 3 that we saw posted from the Pacer a moment ago, Philly's Revenge, that is going to be a tough one to top. That's going to be a tough one to beat for fastest mile of the day, for that matter, from our friends at Circle L Walking Horses, or maybe for the week. Exactly. That's a pretty darn good standard. Again, our thanks to Tri-Power Towing and Recovery for those special bonuses today. Visit their Facebook page, getting you back on the road since 1997. And the St. Elmo Pet Clinic, they award $50 to the driver scoring the most points on the day. Again, 5 for a win, 3 for second, 1 for third. Wyatt Avenetti with 8 points coming into this final top line race on the card. Clay Simpson with 6. Freddie Patton Jr., Matt Avenetti with 5 points each. They are at the post. The gate is rolling. Race 4, the blanket sponsor, Dust & Son Auto Supplies. Locations all across Central Illinois to serve you. As always, they are the presenting sponsor along with Wix Filters for tonight's polling action in front of the grandstand at 7 o'clock as the Pro Polling League Champion Seed Western Series, and also local tractors and semis sponsored by Dust & Son and Wix Filters at 7 o'clock. And Dust & Son, a longtime sponsor of harness racing here at the Effingham County Fair. Here they come, 4th race. Mariah Lou, having broken stride, will have about 20 to 25 lengths to catch up. The rest are off and trotting here in race 4, and there goes Little Chipper. Little Chipper out for the early lead. Deacon David comes away into second position. Lose Raptor is away third up on the outside, and then Zena Lou back toward the inside is fourth. Mariah Lou, the distant trailer, after breaking stride as they were coming down for the start, and in fact is off stride once again. So the leader is already at the midpoint of the backstretch. In the meantime, Little Chipper is your leader. Little Chipper leads it by 2 lengths at the quarter-mile mark. It is Deacon David second by 2. Lose Raptor is third. Big gap of 4 more lengths back to Zena Lou in fourth, and Mariah Lou is the distant trailer, still back in that south turn. 30 and 2/5 seconds, a solid, honest pace here in this race for trotters. 30 and 2/5. Already they've completed 3/8 of a mile, in fact, and Little Chipper is on top. This is a trotter that's won over $90,000 and has been a winner at the Parimutuals at Hoosier Park in Anderson, Indiana earlier this year with a win faster than 155. Halfway home in race 4, Little Chipper, an accomplished trotter, leading it by 2 lengths back to the south side of the racetrack. 59 and 3, the time for the first half mile, 59 and 3. Deacon David is second, and then Lose Raptor is third, followed by Zena Lou in the 4th position as the leaders head up the backstretch and go on toward the 3/4 mile mark. So far, it has been all Little Chipper at the front of the field. Jared Finn, a native of Newton, in the race bike in the red, black, and gold driving colors, and opening up here on a 5-6 length lead going by the 3/4 mile mark. And here comes Lose Raptor from second, trying to chase down the leader. Just got around Deacon David for that second spot. 1:30 and 2/5 the time of the 3/4, 1:30 and 2. Here's the question: can Lose Raptor chase down Little Chipper in less than 1/8 of a mile? 5 lengths between them, 4 lengths between them, 3 lengths between them, but the wire's coming. Little Chipper hanging tough now with a 3-length lead, a 2-length lead. Little Chipper to win it. Little Chipper in the Dust & Son Auto Supplies race in the top line wins it by a diminishing 2 lengths on the line over Lose Raptor, who was a closing second, and then a gap of nearly 10 more lengths back to Deacon David third, a similar margin back of that one to Zena Lou in 4th position. The time for the mile, 2 minutes and 2/5 of a second. The time for the mile, 2 minutes and 2/5 of a second. Further back, Mariah Lou pulled up after the opening 1/8 of a mile, went back to the barn, was on her feet, but Mariah Lou did not finish the race. We'll meet the winner, Little Chipper, in just a moment.
What a fast mile. Little Chipper and Jared Finn going gate to wire in this one. That's a classy little gelding right there, owned by Larry Longnecker for trainer and driver, his son-in-law Jared Finn from Newton, Illinois. Kurt was talking about that horse and all of his accomplishments, and definitely capable out there. Showing the class here today as beating Lou's Raptor, which is a $250,000 winning gelding by Lou's Legacy. But Little Chipper just said, "Come catch me, boys," or in Jill's case, ladies, and couldn't quite get that done. Congratulations to all the connections I see. Larry out there, some of the family coming trackside. Here comes Harold Finn, H. Finn, Jacqueline, little Amelia to congratulate Jared Finn and Little Chipper.
Couple of notes to pass along before we get to the Winner's Circle presentation for today's fourth race. First of all, the $50 bonus for the faster of the two races between race 3 and 4, the top line for the older horses, that will officially now go to the connections of Philly's Revenge. And again, that $50 courtesy of Tri-Power Towing and Recovery. So heads up for Nan Turner and John Fletcher. $50 will be coming your way. Also, the $50 from St. Elmo Pet Clinic for the driver scoring the most points in the top line stakes this year. That will go to Wyatt Avenetti. That point total that he had through the first 3 races, that holds, and he will get the $50 sometimes at the fair. Dust & Son Auto Supplies, they've been a long-time blanket sponsor at this fair. They've been faithful. We talked about the polling action tonight that they sponsor. It's a double-header day of sponsorship. How about a hand for the Dust family and everyone at Dust & Son Auto Supplies? Thank you for your support of the fair. Much appreciated. And Jared Finn with your winning drive here. Of course, Jared grew up in Newton, and seeing those Finn colors of red, black, and gold blazing around this track with a trotter, some of us could not help but think back. 1987, how many people were here the day Jared broke the track record with a horse named Alchie and went that amazing 159 mile? Yeah, a few of you remember that. Jared, you brought back some great memories. We recognize those colors. They've won a lot of races, both you and your dad. Thanks for coming here, and congratulations to owner Larry Longnecker of Sumner. Nice performance by Little Chipper. That mile in 2 minutes and 2/5, not a track record, but an exceptionally fast race over this racetrack for the Trotting Gate. Judge, are we official? Mr. Siebert, Al Siebert of Effingham, is our presiding judge, and he says we are indeed official. Thanks again to our newly crowned Miss Effingham County Fair Queen, Krista Phillips, who continues to help make those presentations down trackside. The daughter of Glenn and Jenny Phillips of Effingham. Stop by and see them at the Toppin Soft Serve Ice Cream stand below the grandstand. Race 4, here's the full field rundown. Mariah Lou did not finish. Zena Lou finished 4. Little Chipper was the winner. Deacon David 3, and Lou's Raptor the runner-up. The quarter 30 and 2/5, the half in 59 and 3. 3/4, 1:30 and 2/5 of a second, and the time for the mile 2 minutes and 2/5. It reads down DNF 4-1-3-2. So coming up next, it is race number 5 in your scorecard. No scratches in the open maiden pace. A reminder, the driver of the 2, YF Treva, is Jordan Patton. Jordan Patton drives the 2, YF Treva. Scott, one other note. We talked about Jared Finn. We talked about the horse, Larry Longnecker.
2024 Illinois County Fair Training Champion. Kev Miller's horses are built to win, and it all starts here. Ready to join a winning team? Call Kev at 217-254-0170 or send a message to the email address on the screen to learn more. Kev Miller Stables. Train to win.
Do you like to watch horse racing? Yeah. Do you not want to pay money for a stupid horse racing channel? Yeah. Are you sadly allergic to horses and you can't see them? Yeah. Well, introducing Harness Tube, established 2023. Hey, I need to try this out. You can watch it at your son's ball game. Let's go, son! You can watch it while eating. Last but not least, you can watch it while you're sleeping. Yay, my horse won. Now everybody, make sure you like and subscribe to Harness Tube and keep the notifications on for more Harness Tube streams or future videos or future posts. Anything that I care for. Anything at all. Even if it's just like a 1-second video of a horse doing a backflip. I don't know. But you get the point. So, I hope this video is very informational. And thank you for watching. Peace out.
All right, back with you on Harness Tube. I want to talk to you about ADI. We'll give them a little verbal here.
I was just going to myself.
They're going, farmers, if you need drainage put in your fields to take away the water. And up in central Illinois, from the sounds of it, we need
a lot
more
of it over
water
there, yeah.
again. So the drainage pipe's working big there. Give ADI a call. I want to thank DeRoos Starting Gates. They are a lifesaver as they came into the sport, and started doing all the tracks.
And I think Stacy and Aaron are having a good time following around the fair circuit again. But, yeah, they took off quite a big investment, getting 3 starting gates to cover the whole state of Illinois. We appreciate them as horsemen. We appreciate them as friends. We appreciate them as officials.
And the other thing is, yes, they do a lot of races. I mean, they've been at every race that we have been at, and we've got, by the time we're done this year, it'll be almost 24 or something like that.
Yeah, and, they share some starting duties. We had the starter up from the Red Mile today. We have Roy Finn sometimes over down here in the south, and Stacy doesn't mind passing off the responsibility of being the official, but he loves being around the fairs and following around the circuit, and being a starting gate company is a nice little job to have.
3 cars, and all 3 of them were busy. Supposed to be busy the first of this week, but
look at Lisa's picture. How great is that?
That is awesome. The youngsters at the races.
Those are the memories that last forever, and we hope that someone at home recognizes those 2 young ladies and texts the mom or something, because they're out here enjoying the fair, and it's a hot day, but, man, we have some young fans out there over in the grandstand. That's good to see, some future.
Little girl's got a lot of hair there. She's got the pigtails going on. A ponytail she's got enough there and back to get a ponytail going on, too. But looks like she's enjoying the race, enjoying her chips there, but that's what it's about.
Yeah, they have such a good crowd here, and we mentioned it yesterday, they being a 12 o'clock post every day all fair long. I mean, there's 10 to 12 different families and multi-generation families, from kids to moms to grandparents over there, and that's how fans are made, because they'll remember going to the races with grandpa and grandma and picking winners and exciting colors. So we love the work they do at Effingham County and all the work they put into their races.
So we get ready for race 5 here. David, if you want to go ahead and start the handicapping.
Sure, only 3 horses, but we'll go through them pretty quick here. I went 2-3-1. I'm picking up a new driver, Jordan Patton, for his brother Cornelius Boo Cavett. YF Treva showing the most speed on the page here, showing a mile in 2 minutes at last start in Springfield, 2.7, 2.6.59. Maybe just a couple ticks faster than the 3-horse For the Ladies Man, who I used in my second choice for Jaquavian Fat Man Carter and Roshan Trigg. Third choice using the top horse. It's just not enough. Nothing there on the first start, not enough on the page to really make me want to use it. So I went 2-3-1. JP was just like me in this race. And where are the Surrettes at?
Lisa's with you guys. I went 3-2-1.
I was laughing because I think the little girls caught Lisa with the camera on her, so I giggled to myself. But so you flipped the first 2, huh?
Yeah, I did. I went 3-2-1.
You got Fat Man over Jordan.
I went Fat Man over Jordan.
We'll see these cousins battling down the lane, hopefully, in another tight finish, because I tell you what, when family finishes together, they have fun. They like competing against each other and beating each other.
Again, Roshan Trigg's horses are kind of in my viewfinder right now.
I tell you what, Trigg was a top trainer at county fairs for multiple years. Starts a lot of horses, but, man, he gets them ready and he keeps them sharp.
And the one horse that could screw everything up is the one horse, Charlotte Ann, and we saw yesterday with very little starts. that screwed everybody's picks up yesterday.
And I don't want. You're absolutely right. Anything can happen. We have a first-time starter come off here and pace in 2 minutes. But we got a Jet Airway, which is a young sire in Illinois compared to a Better's Wish, a Grand Circuit level sire, and Captain Trevor, a top sire here in Illinois. So I'm just thinking, with nothing to go on and maybe a little less pedigree, it's just tough to use here. But like you said, anything can always happen at these fairs, especially in these short fields.
Okay.
I'm kind of looking at that cloud coming in. I don't know, you're checking the weather over there or not, but we knocked off a couple degrees, but we're trading some storm clouds that look like they might be getting a little west of us.
Yeah, some questions about the storms, but it looks to me like on the weather radar over towards Charleston that it's going to just break and break up there and not get much. I'll take the cold air that it's bringing in.
It feels all right. It absolutely feels great right now. And you know what? If any track we've been on all year long can take water, it's got to be Charleston. They have drainage, so the water doesn't stay on the track. It runs off in the infield. There's a nice little lake in there going into the last turn. It's limestoned and banked well, so hopefully they can take a little shower, and we'll see. It'll be all right to race tonight.
All right. Well, let's go back to Kurt.
In fairness, it is already 1:20 p.m. Central Time. Number 1 is Charlotte Ann, Jerome Daniels in the bike. 2, YF Treva, Jordan Patton is your driver. And number 3 for the ladies' man, that driver is Jaquavian Carter. Open maiden pace. Again, a maiden classified as a non-winner of a purse race. Also eligible, Illinois conceded purse races. They are off and pacing. There goes YF Treva out for the YF Treva quickly grabs the racetrack and opens up by 2 lengths into the first turn. For the ladies' man goes second by 3. They move around the south turn of the racetrack and head toward the quarter-mile mark. Charlotte Ann is a length and a half as they go on by. Now settles back into the second position as they go by the quarter, as they will straighten out single file. YF Treva reassumes the lead from for the ladies' man, and then Charlotte Ann past the quarter-mile mark. Mr. Charles Miller sells us 35 flat for the opening quarter, 35. Way up on the north end of the course, and so far so good. YF Treva left well from the gate. Has the lead by a length. For the ladies' man is in second, and Charlotte Ann, give credit to that filly. She's racing well. It's her first career start. She's just a 2-year-old, and she is right there with the other pair. Field of maidens, no one in this race, none of these horses has ever won a purse race. Past the half, back to the south end of the track they go. Let's check that half. 1:10 and 4. 1 minute 10 and 4/5 seconds. For the ladies' man goes second, and Charlotte Ann is racing in third as they emerge once again on the back straightaway after 5/8 of a mile, passing by the cornfield that borders the outside of the southern portion of that back stretch. No one stepping out of line just yet. Still single file, quarter mile to go, and it is YF Treva continuing to show the way. YF Treva leads it by a length and a half for the ladies' man second. 1:44 the time. 1 minute 44 seconds at the 3/4. For the ladies' man takes to the outside from that second position, but YF Treva still has her measure, at least to this point. Another try as they turn for home from for the ladies' man, trying to catch up with YF Treva, who leads it by a length, 3/4 of a length, half length. Now they're side by side. Who's it going to be in the Ring Financial race at the wire? That is tight. That is a close photo finish. We are going to defer to Candy Herzog, our photo finish technician, and let her separate YF Treva. And for the ladies' man, we know this much. Charlotte Ann was third, and the time for the mile, 2:13 and 1/5. 2:13 and a fifth. That is one.
Well, I bet a lot of you remember the days are much more technologically advanced these days. These days, it's an iPad and a tripod that is still in the same spot, of course, but the booth is long gone. No more film. Don't have to take time to develop. 5 by a nose, number 2, YF Triva. So as a result, Dean Weatherall, assisted by Kelly Siebert, and they will make the presentation officially here for race number 5. Ring Financial, they have, as always, stepped up to the plate. I think they have given a blanket virtually every day this week. Came on board originally a number of years ago, so it's not a blanket, Dean? How about that? What do you got? Duffel bag? You know what I love about a duffel bag? Those things never get full. It's amazing. If you're traveling, and especially if you don't want to fight for overhead bin space on an airplane, take a duffel bag. Those things never run out of space. Shove it right under the seat in front of you, and you're good. I love a good duffel bag, so that is a good prize for Race 5 for our winning connections. YF Triva is owned and trained by Cornelius Cavett of Virgins and Cedric Daniels of Jackson, Mississippi. Chester Yoder of Yoder Farms, hence the YF in the name. Bred And YF Triva is a daughter of Captain Trevor, 3-year-old filly from his first crop. 2:13-1, the time for the... Hello, Jordan. How about a hand for our winner? And there's the owner-trainer, Cornelius Cavett, walking up to the head of this horse, joining Jordan and their father, Freddie Patton Jr., sharing a laugh and a smile down there trackside, as Caleb Moody and Donna Weatherall will snap the photos along with Candy Herzog, who is our official Trackside Winter Circle photographer. And again, our thanks to Ring Financial. They started out as a thoroughbred sponsor here years ago and then transitioned over to harness racing. Congratulations to our winning connections in Race 5. And by the way, Daryl Gressel, you have outdone yourself with the hat. I know earlier this week you had an oversized hat. Daryl is a member of the board of directors here at the fair, and he drives our courtesy vehicle. Earlier this week he had a great big hat that said Toro on it. This one is like a sombrero, and it celebrates the country of Mexico. It says Mexico on it. I told Daryl that might be my personal favorite of his hat collection. He said he's got one even better coming up tomorrow. Daryl, we're looking forward to it. Judge, we're official? Here it is, full field rundown for the 5th race. Charlotte Ann was 3rd. YF Triva, the winner. For the ladies' man, the runner-up. The quarter in 35 seconds. The half in 1:10 and 4. 3/4. Reads down 3-1-2. 6th race is on the way. Scratch the 2, Chrome Encore. Scratch the 3, Lose Rubicon. Scratch 2 and 3, Chrome Encore and Lose Rubicon. And we owe you a driver change as Jerome Daniels has a double call. Let's go to Scott Beal. Scott, it looks like it's that special time of day.
Okay, we'll see if that volume's a little bit better for Lisa. I think it was over-modulating, and that's why it was breaking up. Sorry for the adjustment issue, as may have messed some things up this morning on setup, but I think we're okay now. I hope we're okay. But you three got 18 points. I got a measly like 5 points on that race. And so I am now in last place with 39 points. David next to me, just 15 points ahead of me with 54. That 18 helped him a lot. 56 for JP. And Lisa stretched her lead out as she's out at 70 points.
Awesome. Good to hear that. I want to just throw a quick note. It changed because we noticed as they were going past the wire for the first time, but that was JJ Quajavian Carter driving that 3-horse in the last race, coming in 2nd place. So those of you following along at home, especially Mama, that was baby boy JJ driving in that race.
And you can hear the wind blowing in the microphone today as we've got some overcast.
Turn my head the other way, maybe I can block it.
But here they go with a T-shirt shooter again. Lisa's got it. We've just got some banner ads up there that we're running right now. We thank those people for being a sponsor.
They're having way too much fun with that T-shirt slinger, aren't they? About took some guy in the third row's head off when the Queen shot it earlier, but they have the local weatherman from Champaign-Urbana, a local guy, doing some T-shirt slinging to the grandstand.
Oh, that one didn't even make it over the wall.
Oh, so Dino just throws it over the wall.
And so a lot of things going on here at the fair today. We're glad that
We want to give
works.
all of our sponsors, our billboard sponsors, a big shout out. They do a great job of helping us keep the thing free and keep the expenses down. We've got a lot of great businesses and friends who wanted to become sponsors. I think that's become a very popular type of advertising on Harness Tube, so we appreciate them. We welcome you to join them as a billboard sponsor for this year, next year, what have you.
Hey, David, I've got breaking news for you.
What's the breaking news?
Did you know that we're in a heat advisory?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I tell
when
you
did
what.
that happen?
Yeah. And probably Brown County's probably in a flood advisory.
So it sounds like back home from everyone on Facebook, but
it looks like the storms have kind of moved through there now.
Steve keeps checking the weather for me, giving me updates.
Well, nope, they actually they'll get another storm today, and we could get storms down here.
Well, I had someone send me a text message onto the Harness Tube chat from a 618 number saying the sound is better. I didn't have your number in my phone, so I'm not sure who you are, but we appreciate you texting and letting us know to help us out.
Yep, sometimes
nice catch.
From track to track.
One-handed catch about halfway up the grandstand by some young lady. It's a heck of a job.
In banana ball, that would be an out.
Yeah.
A clean catch in banana ball. And if you haven't watched that craze, folks, ESPN had it on,
Absolutely.
CW had it on. Banana ball.
Baseball on steroids with entertainment, you know.
Baseball entertainment.
Yes.
That's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
Baseball-themed entertainment.
Like wrestling is sports entertainment, it's baseball entertainment. It's a show with a little baseball background to it.
But these guys are making real catches. They're not like fake kicks.
No,
okay?
they're really well. We can go into that discussion all day. They might be not hitting the guy directly, but they're working twice as hard to make sure the other guy doesn't get hurt. So I have a lot of respect for the wrestlers, but we can talk
behind the back catches.
The banana ball,
things.
Banana ball is fantastic, and that's kind of where we get the idea of Harness Tube. It's maybe turning the traditional model of harness racing on its head, making it more fan-centric, fan-friendly, with some stuff like T-shirts being thrown out, some graphics, some shout-outs, all that kind of stuff. So we're taking some notes from those pros in the Banana League. Switching to the ISA there. Yeah, there's a post parade. We'll toss it back to Kurt, right?
Yeah.
Horses are on the track for race 6. This is the open maiden trot. Again, a maiden classified as a non-winner of a purse race. The AE, that just means there's an also eligible condition to try to help get more horses into the entry box. Also eligible, Illinois conceived and foaled horses, non-winners of 2 purse races. Scratch the 2, Chrome Encore, and scratch number 3, Lose Rubicon. The blanket sponsor, the Effingham County Republicans. The 2 horses are on the track. The one is Belle Far, owned and trained by Jerome Daniels of Springfield, with Cornelius Cavett in the bike. So please note, contrary to the program, the driver of the 1, Belle Far, is Cornelius Cavett. And then the 4, Don't Catch Me. These trotters are both owned and trained by Jerome Daniels, and Jerome will drive number 4, Don't Catch Me. So they head to the starting gate for the 6th of our 9 races. Great to have you with us on a Wednesday afternoon at the 81st Effingham County Fair. That T-shirt launching into the crowd, we've talked about it. That is a promotion that dates back to the 2013 Effingham County Fair. Had just 2 sponsors in the first year, and by 2016 there were enough sponsors to fill the back of the shirt. It's got an Effingham County Fair logo on the front. The T-shirt's got a harness racing logo on the back, as well as a listing of all those great sponsors whom we do appreciate. Race 6 just about set to go. Scott, I'm a little bit disappointed
And there are our two trotters, by the way, parading by the stands. You've got the one Belfar, and you've got number 4, Don't Catch Me, both from the barn of trainer Jerome Daniels. A little disappointed I coming across the track, and I thought, Glenn's bringing across some Toppin soft serve ice cream. Not the case. We're glad to have him, but for years at the Dover Motor Speedway in Delaware, there is an announcer that today works for the Motor Racing Network, Mike Bagley. And Mike's dad, Walt, rest his soul, he owned a business called Walt's Dairy Bar, and that's how Mike got interested in NASCAR. When Mike was about 13, he would help his dad bring ice cream sandwiches to the Speedway, and they would bring them to the media center and bring them up to the television and radio broadcast booth. Not that I'm dropping hints to Glenn Phillips. Far be it for me to drop any hint of that nature. But that was how Mike actually got interested in the sport of NASCAR, helping his dad bring ice cream to the racetrack. You surely don't think Glenn thought I was trying to put him on the spot. They are at the post, and the gate is rolling. Good to see Glenn with us here today. Of course, he and Jenny, their daughter, crowned last night, Krista Phillips, and joins her two sisters as Effingham County Fair Queens, as Shayna Phillips Scott has also won the award, and of course, Kaylee Phillips, whom we heard from singing the national anthem a couple of days ago. All right, back to racing. Race 6, the Effingham County Republicans blanket. Here they come. Few drops of rain beginning to fall at the fairgrounds, getting set for race 6. Off and trotting this pair will go. Belfar for the lead, and the stablemate Don't Catch Me is off stride. Don't Catch Me is off stride. Again, just a few sprinkles of rain here at the fairgrounds. Still some white puffy clouds and blue skies off the south end of the racetrack, but some darker clouds up toward the north end and right over the central portion of this racing facility. So probably some rain toward the north end and on the straightaways, not so much maybe down to the south end of the racetrack. What that means is no problem. We're still racing. Everything's good, and Belfar is your leader. Belfar goes by the quarter-mile mark and opens up here on an 18-length lead. So the stablemate Don't Catch Me will try to catch up. 37-2 for the first quarter mile. 37 and 2 fifth seconds. Around the north turn goes Belfar. Belfar is the leader and shows the way with an advantage of about 15 lengths right now. And Don't Catch Me races along in the second position. You've got an Ohio bred leading, and you've got an Indiana bred in second. And here comes Don't Catch Me. How about this move? Don't Catch Me trailed by nearly 20 lengths on the backstretch and has caught up to her stablemate Belfar, and now it's side by side for the lead halfway home in the Effingham County Republicans race. The first half mile, 1:14 and 2. The first half mile, 1:14 and 2 fifths of a second. These two will remain side by side all the way around the south turn of the racetrack and onto the back straightaway. Belfar to the inside with Cornelius Cavett in the white silks with the green trim. And on the outside is where we find Jerome Daniels in the black and green silks, and his trotter, the one he drives, Don't Catch Me, puts ahead in front momentarily at the midpoint of the back straightaway before Belfar fights back, and once again, they are on even terms as they head up to the final turn on the north end of the course. 1:51 flat the time at the 3/4, 1:51 flat. These two have been side by side since the half-mile mark. They've just completed 7/8 of a mile. Who's it going to be in race 6 this afternoon at the Effingham County Fair? Belfar to the inside, Don't Catch Me on the outside. Incredible! Neither one willing to give an edge. They are door to door all the way down the racetrack, and for the final half mile, and Don't Catch Me wins it by a length on the line. Don't Catch Me, after breaking stride and trailing by nearly 20 lengths early, comes back and wins it by a length over Belfar in a time of 2:24 and 2. 2 minutes, 24 and 2 fifth seconds. Horsemen, you may come to the track, please, with race 7, Valley Sage, Rock On Stevie. Major statement to the track, please.
Folks, even with a 2-horse race, we can still have a tight finish, folks. How amazing was that? Congratulations to the Connections, which is Jerome, as he owns both of these horses. I think he was out there just kind of training. When that horse made a break, he wanted to cover up his 2-year-old, race on the outside of it, keep that 2-year-old bravened up, and kept it nice, tight finish. Didn't drive on by, but wanted to keep his 2-year-old brave. It's a great drive by a trainer driver in Jerome Daniels to win that race.
As far as the scoring and the race is concerned here, David, as I'm not even going to put unofficial up on that because but if you look at the point total, David and JP
race number 6, the winner, number 4, Don't Catch Me, Jerome Daniels of Springfield is the owner, trainer, and the driver. He's originally from Clinton, Mississippi, and he wins with an Indiana-bred 3-year-old trotting gelding. 2:24 and 2 was the time for the mile, and this is the Effingham County Republicans blanket. They now move in trackside along with our Queen Krista Phillips, our Speed Superintendent Dean Weatherall, and also Assistant Superintendent of Speed Kelly Siebert. How about a hand for the winner, Don't Catch Me? So this gelding lost a chance to race on Monday at the Logan County Fair at Lincoln when, speaking of rain, they got rained out, and sees the starting gate for the first time today since July 10 at DuQuoin. So sometimes a combination of just trying to find a place to race and then hoping the weather cooperates, that can sometimes cause an extra week or 2 delay in getting a horse back on the racetrack. But Jerome, congratulations. Thanks for racing with us. Well done. Black and green driving colors with the Shamrock logo on the sleeves up in the shoulder area, the familiar driving colors of Jerome Daniels. Here's the official rundown. Belfar was the runner-up. Chrome Encore was scratched. Luz Rubicon was scratched. And Don't Catch Me was the winner. 37 and 2 at the quarter. 114 and 2 at the half. 3 quarters and 151. And the time for the mile, 2:24 and 2. Reads down 2 scratch. Scratch 1. Waiting for race 7. No scratches in the 7th race. Scott, let's go back to you.
All right. Well, before we run commercials here, we'll say things tightened up in that race. A 2-horse race tightened things up because Lisa and I went just the opposite of JP and David. They got 15 points. We got 2 points, and now
I guess the weighted point system worked against me early in the card. It's working for me now, right?
Yeah. Yep. So 72 for Lisa, 71 for JP. And 69 for David, and then I'm way back in the pack at 41. So I'm taking it on the nose again
I did
today.
yesterday, so I mean it's one of those things where maybe you can finish out these last 3 strong and tighten it up. We'll see what happens with it. There's still some time.
Well, we'll see
15,
what
15 puts you at 45. That's 90.
Yeah, what do we got?
67, 86.
That was race 6, right? So we're at race 7?
7, 8, 9 left, right? Am I doing the math right? I think so.
Yeah. Yep, 3-horse race this time. Kind of hard to make points up on a 3-horse race. So
we do have a driver's change in the 1-horse. Valley Sage will be driven by Darla's husband, Dave Lohman. So put that down in your program. Dave Lohman drives the one, as I'll throw it back to Steve. Commercials, right?
All right, yep.
Cool.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469 or email avanettiracing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
David, coming up is the Downstate Classic, $100,000 worth of prize money on Sunday.
Feels
at
good to have
County.
that at home, doesn't it?
It does.
Bring those big horses to the Mount Sterling, let them go around the fastest half mile in Illinois.
Big horses, big drivers.
Yes.
You're
Should have some top names there coming out of Chicago and Indiana and Hoosier Circuit, wherever they end up landing. But yeah, should have all the big names in Illinois.
One usually comes down for that one.
Yeah. Casey, Travis came last year. I'm trying to think who else showed up.
I wonder if Marcus Miller will be there.
He probably has some mounts elsewhere, but Marcus is well known in the Mount Sterling circles. He's used to race there for many, many years. Would toss out wristbands to the crowd when he win.
And guess what? They're moving things
They're
along.
going to the post parade. I don't see Aaron in this one. I saw Dave and Darla, so this is an all-over
Are at
race.
the post over on the back straightaway here at the Effingham County Fair, the 7th of our 9 races. The open pace, meaning there's no state-bred restriction for a horse that's non-winners of 2 purse races. There is a state-bred restriction for non-winners of 3. You have to be Illinois conceived in full to qualify under that part of the rule. Altamont Lions Club, our blanket sponsor. One is Valley Sage. Remember, contrary to the program, Dave Lohman in the bike for owner Janet Asaro, trainer Darla Martin Lohman. Darla is the trainer-driver of the 2 Rock On Stevie, owned by Aaron Martin and Dr. Robert Lacey. 3 Major Statement, the birthday boy, Aaron Martin in the race bike. The owner, Darla Martin Lohman of Major Statement, along with Janet Asaro. Here they come for the 7th race, purse of over $1,500. Starter Eric Hager of Nicholasville, Kentucky sends them on their way, and there goes Valley Sage out for the early lead as Major Statement comes away in the 2nd position, and Rock On Stevie is away racing in 3rd as these 3 swing around the first turn and head toward the quarter-mile mark. Onto the backstretch, Valley Sage is the leader and leads it by just a half length. It is Major Statement who inches forward from the outside. Driver Aaron Martin looks over to his left, and he sees a gap now as he manages to find a spot to slide down right behind the leader along the inside lane of the racetrack past the quarter-mile mark. And it is still Valley Sage who leads. 32 flat for the opening quarter, 32 seconds flat. Valley Sage leads it by a length and a half. Major Statement behind the leader in 2nd by 2 lengths, and then Rock On Stevie is in 3rd. So these 3 pacers now line up, and they go single file along the inside lane of the racetrack, 3/8 of a mile complete here in the Altamont Lions Club race. And here comes Major Statement right back to the outside. So Dave Lohman has the lead with Valley Sage, and here comes Aaron Martin with Major Statement to challenge. They're separated by a neck past the half-mile mark, moving past the grandstand here along the home stretch. 105 flat for the first half mile, 105 flat, and that front pair have opened up by 20 lengths on an off-stride Rock On Stevie, the only 2-year-old in the lineup. The other 2 horses that are battling the lead are 3 years of age. Rock On Stevie, the juvenile, the distant trailer after breaking stride, headed toward the south turn. The top 2, well, they're still going at it. You've got Valley Sage along the inside lane leading by a half length, and then Major Statement, who's second up on the outside, and then the distance of the back straightaway back to Rock On Stevie, who trails. 1:36.3, the time at the 3 quarters, 1:36.3. Valley Sage with Effingham's Dave Lohman in the race bike leads it. Here comes Major Statement, another try on the outside. So Dave Lohman and Valley Sage to the inside, Aaron Martin, Major Statement coming from the outside. Both drivers urging on these pacers. Who's it going to be? Here's the wire. Valley Sage wins it by a half length. Valley Sage by a half length on the line over Major Statement, and then it will be Rock On Stevie coming home in 3rd. 2:07 and 2, the time for the 1 mile distance, 2:07 and 2/5 of a second. We'll meet the winner in just a moment. Horsemen, you may come to the track with the 8th race here this afternoon. A reminder, pick a winner players. Race 8, scratch the 1, Hey Freaky, scratch the 2, Rock On Big Star. 8th race, scratch the 1, Hey Freaky, and scratch the 2, Rock On Big Star.
Another short field and close race. This one all going back to the Darla Martin Lohman barn, as she trained all 3 of these for Janet Asaro and Aaron Merriman, and Darla and Janet combined own that one. Darla gets all 3 of these checks to go back to her barn, but her husband Dave takes the win with Valley Sage, the 1 horse holding off Aaron, the birthday boy, Aaron Martin, and Major Statement, and a head, we'll call it a long head win. Today's 7th race. Congratulations to all the connections, especially our friend Janet Asaro. We met her. She's been texting a little bit. She's Darla's best friend, lives down in Hazelwood, Missouri. But I was kind of rooting for Aaron. It's a birthday Couldn't quite get it done on Uncle Dave, but still a fun race for the local connections, irregardless.
Boys, the Carter boys going after each other.
Didn't it? And I don't know. I think Dave kind of drifted out in the lane, kind of not getting into Aaron, but letting him from speeding on by him. So we'll see what happens there. But I think it's a clean win. But either way,
our thanks to the Altamont Lions Club, not only the blanket sponsor for today's 7th race, but for many, many years they have administered the sales of the track program and also the sales of ads for the track program, the printing of the track program. Altamont Lions Club dates back to 1939. Throughout the course of the year, all kinds of neat activities that they offer. The soccer program, also the annual scholarship. They have a basketball program. We appreciate all that the Altamont Lions Club does. Of course, they recycle bifocals and reading glasses and so on, and they also always sponsor a blanket here at the Effingham County Fair. Kenny Shoemaker, the current president of the organization. Well, given that we are at the Effingham County Fair, Dave Lohman, a native of Effingham. If memory serves, I believe he is a graduate of Effingham St. Anthony High School. Dave has not been in the race bike since 2019. This is his first drive in 6 years, and what do you know? He comes home a winner. How about a hand for Mr. Dave Lohman? So you had 3 horses in this race from the barn of Darla Martin Lohman. Of course, that is Dave's wife. And then Dave and Darla and their nephew Aaron Martin end up competing as drivers in this race. So Dave gets into a side-by-side battle with nephew Aaron Martin, and Dave prevails. This is Dave's 5th career victory, and again, his first time in the race bike since 2019. The winner is Valley Sage, owned by Janet Asaro, who is trackside from her home in Hazelwood, Missouri. This winning pacer, a 3-year-old gelded son of Valentino, bred by Adele Jeffers Everett. Hello, Janet. Good to have you with us. Sure there she gives us a wave. Krista Phillips offering her congratulations down trackside, as well as Speed Superintendent Dean Weatherall and the gang from the Altamont Lions Club. Folks, thanks for making the journey from Missouri to be with us here today and teaming up with Effingham County's own Dave Lohman. Dave, good to see you back in the race bike. Congratulations. Good. Here's the full field rundown. It's official for race 7. Valley Sage was the winner. Rock On Stevie was 3rd. And Major Statement was the runner-up. The quarter in 32 seconds. The half in 1:05. 3/4 1:36 and 3. And the mile 2:07 and 2. It reads 1:32. Again, 8th race coming up. Scratch the 1, Hey Freaky, and scratch the 2, Rock On Big Star. Scott, I want to apologize. I got a lot of notes for the first half of the card. I did not make as many for the second half.
Okay, David, as we point changes.
Point changes.
We have a new leader
JP.
and new second place person. JP's out in front with 89 points. David 87 as they picked that correctly. Lisa got a little bit of it right, but not enough. No, she didn't. She just got like the 3 points or whatever, or 5 points because she got the 3rd place horse. I collected 3 points on that. That's all I collected. You guys are all, JP's more than doubled my points.
Yeah,
you were talking about that earlier.
Lisa would double me earlier, so I feel your pain on that one.
Yeah, but I've got less races to make that up.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. You only have 2 left, so.
2 left, and it's a 2-horse race in number 8, and number 9 is a 3-horse race. No. Let's see, 9. I got to flip a page.
Just getting my stuff back open. I think the rain passed us here.
9 is 3, and 8 is 2. I'm sunk.
8 is 2? Yeah.
8 is 2. We got 2 scratches on 8 coming up here. With that, we'll take a quick commercial break before we get into the 8th race of the 9 we have today.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
2024 Illinois County Fair Training Champion. Kev Miller's horses are built to win, and it all starts here. Ready to join a winning team? Call Kev at 217-254-0170 or send a message to the email address on the screen to learn more. Kev Miller Stables. Train to win.
I'll turn it over to myself because you were down there. But yeah, we like our fans in the chat here. We're thankful for Simmons Stables out there as a sponsor. But Nicole Wilfong in the chat saying she likes having the points on the screen. That's a little easier to follow. Nicole, I'd have to agree with that. You know, I'm a visual guy myself, so sometimes glancing at the screen and getting a quick reference really helps a lot in case I miss something being said in a broadcast. We appreciate you following along and offering your feedback, as it definitely helps us improve our broadcast. But it seems like the rain here in Altamont has passed. That was a quick shower during that one race. It's now sunny and warm again, but there is a slight breeze. I think we're safe now. It looks like everything behind that front kind of is pretty much blue sky and some light cloud cover, but I think we'll be all right. It looks like maybe there were some scares for the Coles County Fair tonight as the weather was heading that direction. We're still on at 5:30 tonight in Charleston. Looking forward to having you along on the broadcast then. Second broadcast same day. We're going to keep you busy today. If you like harness racing and harness tube, we're going to have you booked from about noon to 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. So we appreciate you following along. And as of right now, we still have the races for tonight on. Toss it back to Kurt for today's eighth race.
Remains in front by double digits. Wyatt Avenatti for the Doug McCain's Gourmet Barbecue Sauce driving title. He too remains well in front at this point of the rest of the field. And this field of pacers, just two of them off and pacing, and headed off to the south turn of the racetrack on this Wednesday afternoon at the 81st Effingham County Fair. It is Revelry who goes out for the early lead. Cornelius Cavett in the race bike, and his dad, Freddie Patton Jr., is driving Smooth and Creamy and will travel in second as they head off the first turn and up the back stretch. So the son leads the father here early on in this eighth race. And again, it is Cornelius Cavett who sets the tempo with Revelry as Pop Freddie Patton Jr. just travels right along in second with Smooth and Creamy. 30 and 4/5 seconds, 30 and 4. I have a feeling if you talk to the Patton family, well, Freddie Patton Sr. is here in spirit today because Smooth and Creamy was his racehorse for many, many years, and Freddie Jr. tells us this horse means a lot to him because his dad won a lot of races as the trainer of that racehorse. So Freddie Jr. sitting in the race bike in the second position with Smooth and Creamy right behind Revelry and Cornelius Cavett as this pair of pacers goes on by the halfway point and works back toward the south end of the course. 101 and 2 for the first half mile, 101 and 2/5 of a second. Revelry leading Smooth and Creamy. Of course, with Revelry, you've got Effingham County ownership. Candy Herzog and Jackson Loy, the co-owners of the Pace Setter, here in race number 8. We've said it before, Jackson Loy, one of the few individuals who's ever competed both in the harness races as an owner and also on occasion as a driver, as well as the Demolition Derby. He has been involved in this fair from a lot of different angles. 3/4, 132 and 1, 132 and 1, and the Effingham County-owned pacer Revelry is opening up around that north turn. 5 lengths to the good, now 6, now 7. It is Revelry and Cornelius Cavett, and Cornelius says, "So long, Pop. I'm headed for the winner's circle." Here's Revelry, well in front of Smooth and Creamy, and Revelry will win the race. Cornelius Cavett defeats his father, Freddie Patton Jr., to win race number 8. We'll check the time for the mile. It is 2:01 and 3 for a 2-horse race and nobody able to pressure the leader down the stretch. A very respectable time, 2:01 and 3/5 of a second. We'll meet the winner in just a moment.
bring myself back up while Steve's doing some bookwork over there, calculating the point system. Had a text that somebody couldn't hear us. If you can hear us, shoot me a text, let me know one way or the other. I think we have the sound fixed, but if not, you can't hear me, I guess I won't get any text. But either way, congratulations to the connections of the 3 Revelry in today's 8th race. This 9-year-old gelding by Captain Treacherous out of Platinum Hanover by Western Ideal is owned by Candy Herzog of Beecher City and Jackson Loy of also Beecher City. So they're next door neighbors. They own a nice horse together. Taking a little mark out here, 2, 1, and 3 over the half-mile oval in Altamont and Effingham County Fair. Want to congratulate both the connections, absolutely, but also want to throw a quick mention to, as Kurt was saying, Smooth and Creamy was a family favorite of the Freddie Patton Senior Barn, and Freddie Jr. takes that tradition on and keeps racing that horse competitively at these fairs. So congratulations to the connections. Steve's working on some sound over there.
A couple of veteran pacers went at it in that 8th race. You might have noticed in your track program, Revelry, over $300,000 in earnings and a career best mark of 1 minute 49 and 2/5 seconds at the racetrack out in Philadelphia. And Smooth and Creamy, we talked about that horse a little bit a moment ago during the race call. 19 wins himself, over 350 combined starts for these pacers that have both managed to find a lease on life here on the Illinois County Fair circuit as they continue to race and race well. Well, there's Cornelius Cavett. He now has a 1 win as trainer today, and he's got 1 win as driver today. And this winner is owned right here in Effingham County. How about a hand for Revelry, number 3? Been a pretty good week for locally based horses, and Revelry is owned by Candy Herzog of Beecher City and Jackson Loy, also of Beecher City. As Chris Brown is the trainer, he stands at the head of this horse, and Krista Phillips offers her congratulations, our newly crowned Miss Effingham County. By the way, Krista, great job on the speech last night. In fact, all 6 contestants did exceptionally well on the speech, yourself included, and belated congrats on that crown. Good to have you with us today. How about Pop? You keeping Glenn in line? Keeping Dad in line? You're trying to? All right. Is he going to push? Does this complicate the work schedule at Toppins? Yeah. Glenn says definitely it does, and Krista agrees. Well, Krista, we will speak up in your defense. We are glad to have you, as always, here at the fair, you and your family. Glenn, Jenny, everybody, thanks so much. We shall do that. Thank you. Judge, we are official. And he says we are. Here's the full field rundown for that 8th race. Hey Freaky was scratched. Rock On Big Star was scratched. Revelry was the winner, and Smooth and Creamy the runner-up. The quarter in 30 and 4/5 seconds. The half was 1:01 and 2. 3/4, 1:32 and a fifth. And the time for the mile, 2:01 and 3/5. It reads down, scratch, scratch, 1-2. 9th and final race coming up. No scratches. A reminder, the driver of number 3, Can't Have Me, is Harold Finn Jr. Just one quick note, Scott, before we throw it back to you, the $50 bonus and the commemorative plaque and the T-shirt from Circle L Walking Horses for the fastest winning mile of the day. No disrespect intended toward this field in the final race, but we are safe. I am confident in saying that that 50 and that plaque and that T-shirt will go to these connections. In fact, here is Nan Turner, the owner of Philly's Revenge, 1:55 and 3 back in the 3rd race today to become the fastest filly or mare ever on this racetrack. And again, that was Philly's Revenge. Now here comes the official Circle L Walking Horses presentation for the fastest mile of the day. Folks, how about a hand for the connections of Philly's Revenge? And Nan is not only the owner, but also the breeder of Philly's Revenge. We talked earlier about the fact that she was also the owner of the first dam of that filly. Incredible filly. Won a lot of races with her as well. So as that presentation takes place, our thanks again to our friends at Circle L Walking Horses, Russ and Bridget Lapine. And we're going to go ahead and throw things back over to Scott Beal.
Back with you as we get ready for race 9 here. We'll go to commercial real quick.
Sounds good.
Sorry.
Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois-conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Kerr Auction is your trusted source for ag equipment, attachments, construction gear, trucks, trailers, and hard-to-find parts. With live and online auctions at kerrauction.com, you can bid from anywhere, field, job site, or front porch. From big equipment to small parts. If you need it, Kerr Auction has it. Don't miss your next deal. Check out kerrauction.com today. Kerr Auction, built for the working world.
Roll myself back up, and we'll go ahead and mention ADI. We talked about them earlier. If you have any ag drainage needs in the Midwestern area, give them a call. Move on here to DeRoos Starting Gates. Stacy does a great job. We appreciate them as a sponsor and as a friend, like I mentioned earlier. We'll see them again later tonight at their home Coles County Fair.
And then make plans to advertise with us this next year. We'd love to have you on board. Get with David. It's really good when we've got time to make the commercials and get them approved. If we're going to make the commercials for you, we can do that and provide something for you that you can use for your local high school broadcast, you know, if you want to be a sponsor there. So it's not only a value for us, but also gives you something for those things.
And in the off season, that's a great idea, Steve. You know, if you're a current advertiser, you want anything changed up, you want a new message put out there, let us know. We can work with that as we have more time in the off season to go back and forth with you and kind of get everything the way you want it and saying it the way you want it and looking the way you want it. But like you said, if we do this for you, you know, this fall, you can have the file yourself to run it in the local broadcast for sports games or local news stations, what have you, or if you have a website. So reach out to us, get on the schedule for next year.
All right, with that, let's look at race 9 as we get ready for the final race of the day here. It's a 3-horse race.
And we all went a different direction, so we'll see what shakes out. But I went 1-3-2 in this race using Jared Finn St. Stevens on top. That horse showing lines in 56, a couple back at Hoosier Park. Looks to be a little too much for the rest of this field. My second choice, I have Can't Have Me, the other Jared Finn trainee, picking up a cousin, Harold H. Finn Jr., in the bike for this last race. Again, when I get a driver's change on a trainee horse, I want to pick the horse that maybe knows the driver a little bit better, but sometimes a new driver can liven up a horse and really kind of spark them. So we'll see what happens in the race, but I'm using the 2-horse last.
Or sometimes the driver doesn't make a difference other than setting a track record, as we had a horse that, you know, had lots of wins and changed drivers, and it broke a record.
You know what? I think Freddie has to stay up now. You can't take him down after he's setting that mark. So, absolutely, you never know what happens with a new driver. But if I have to play the data and what the numbers show me, I'd say that more often than not, the guy that knows the horse is going to get along with it better.
It looks like a couple of you, Lisa and David, both picked the 1 horse, St. Stevens here. Why did you pick that horse, David?
We're just about ready to wrap things up. Here comes the post.
Oh,
there he is.
Okay.
Race 9, the Open Colt and Gelding Trot, purse $1,560. The driver of number 3, Can't Have Me, is Harold Finn Jr. They parade past the stands, moving from south to north, and here are the starters. Number 1, St. Stevens, owned by Finn Racing, LLC of Newton. That is the racing name of Jared and J.D. Finn, co-owned by Tammy Michael of Dietrich. The driver is Jared Finn. He's also the trainer. 2 is Deja Fru, F-R-O-U, owned by Lonnie Keith of Palestine, trained and driven by Cornelius Cavett. And number 3, Can't Have Me, owned by Finn Racing of Newton, trained by Jared Finn, but contrary to the program, the driver is Harold Finn Jr. Getting ready to head to the post for this 9th event. Sometimes, given the fact that we do have live radio coverage, our friends at KJ Country, today it is George Flexter and Matt Robinson who co-anchor the broadcast. And, of course, we've got the live stream as well with our friends at Harness Tube. But especially with an eye toward the radio, without the use of graphics, sometimes if we have a name like Deja Fru
The reason we spell that out, some of you might think, well, I've got a program. I know how to, I can read it. But we do that sometimes for the benefit of those who are listening by radio, who don't have a program and don't have a visual of any kind, just because sometimes, you know how that goes, you might hear an unusual word and wonder, what was that word or how's it spelled? You know who was always good about that in the world of sportscasting was the late Jack Buck. I don't know how many times, I don't care if he was doing a game for the Cardinals or doing a name for network radio or network TV, he would often make a point to spell out the surname, especially a pitcher that would come to the pitching mound, and especially on radio, if it was an unusual name, he would often take time to spell it out. So if you were listening at home but couldn't see the visual, you could get a better idea of the name. So that's why we do that. Again, somebody said to me the other day, well, I've got a program, I can see it for myself. Not if you're listening through our audience at KJ Country, and we love having everybody tune in, whether KJ Country or Harness Tube, and especially our racing fans who joined us on site. They are at the post, and the gate is rolling. 9th and final race, getting set to go. Well, it sounds like it's been a good day for our junior miss, Leah Ring. She has been busy with, I believe, some 4-H activities, and sounds like she did quite well with her rabbits this afternoon. So congratulations to Leah Ring, our junior miss. Well done, Leah. Here they come, race 9. And they're off and trotting in our final race of the day. And there goes St. Stephen's out for the early lead. St. Stephen's grabs the racetrack already in front by 3 lengths by the time they get midway on that first turn and head past the stable area. Deja Fru is second by nearly 3, and Can't Have Me is racing in third as they make the curve into the back stretch. It is St. Stephen's, your leader. St. Stephen's is on top, shows the way here by 3.5 lengths. And then it is Deja Fru who races along in second by a similar margin, and then Can't Have Me, who's content to bide time at the back as they go on by the quarter-mile mark. It is St. Stephen's, the leader, off the opening quarter, 32 2/5 seconds. It's been a competitive day at the races. There has been no trainer win more than once today. There has been no driver win more than once today. So Jared Finn, he would love to change that. He has 1 win already as trainer and as driver. Same for Cornelius Cavett. Harold Finn Jr. hasn't had a lot of drives today, but hoping to get to the winner's circle for the first time this afternoon. It is St. Stephen's past the stands to the cheers of our racing fans at the Effingham County Fair. St. Stephen's leading it back into the south turn by a length and a half, 103 1. The time for the first half mile, 103 1/5 of a second. They head on to the backstretch. Here comes Cornelius Cavett with Deja Fru, and the battle is joined on the backstretch for the race lead. You got St. Stephen's to the inside, who leads it by 3/4 of a length, and Deja Fru to the outside. Jared Finn in the red, black, and gold driving colors, Cornelius Cavett in the green and white, and Harold Finn Jr. right behind them wearing the orange and blue, driving Can't Have Me. 3/4, 134 3. They're midway down the final turn. St. Stephen's still nursing that lead. It's still 3/4 of a length. Deja Fru is there. Here comes Harold with Can't Have Me. These 3 trotters fan out across the track into the home stretch. St. Stephen's still has the lead, and he opens back up here. A late charge from Can't Have Me. St. Stephen's, though, with Jared Finn sitting chilly in the race bike, winning it by a half length on the line. Jared Finn hardly moved a muscle. He had a lot of confidence that he had the best horse in the race and wins it. It was a diminishing half length, but again, Jared never touched the horse, and Can't Have Me was second, Deja Fru third, 2:04 2. The time for the mile, 2:04 2/5. We'll meet the winner. We'll have the Effingham County Fair blanket presentation, and we'll have our final drawing. Sit tight, folks. More coming up.
Who says you can't have exciting races in short fields? How about that finish, folks? Jared going 1-2 for Finn Racing LLC out of Newton, of him and his father, J.D. Finn. I want to congratulate all the connections there. Tammy Michael Dietrich, also the owner of that winning horse, St. Stephen's. But, yeah, Jared looked pretty confident knowing that his other stablemate wasn't going to get to him with H. Finn in the bike. St. Stephen's takes that one. A nice mark, nice mile of 2, 4, and 1 out here. So Steve's getting some book work typed in. We're going to wait for the winner circle before we cut you loose and head over to Charleston to broadcast again. But
as we wrap things up here this afternoon, again, just a final check of the trainer and driver standings. Your leading trainer so far on the week, David Avenatti, in the battle for the award courtesy of our friends at Luke's Bar and Grill on West Adams Avenue here in Altamont. Again, you can visit them online at lukesbaraltamont.com. David's got a double-digit lead over Darla Martin Lohman. It's about 31-21, according to the last tally that we took. And then on the driver's side, well, Wyatt Avenatti still way out in front. He has got a point total right at 60. I believe he's got 59 points. Nobody else has more than about 35. But we do still have 2 more days of racing to go. It's been a competitive day. You, ladies and gentlemen, here in the stands are looking at the only trainer and the only driver on the day to score more than 1 victory. This is the only training double, the only driving double out of Newton, Illinois, Mr. Jared Finn. St. Stephen's is a 3-year-old.
We're pulling ourselves up so we can close things out for you here today as we got the final on the race. David sneaks in under the wire with the trifecta there.
I'll take it.
Winning the day's challenge, 120. Were you worse yesterday, or was I worse?
I was 3rd or 4th. I don't remember. I was down there, though.
Yeah, and so kind of worst to first. JP ends up with a respectable 107 points, Lisa 104, and I got, at least I wasn't doubled, it was 62 points.
I just want to mouth JP on that one, beating him. That's all I was worried about.
And then I'll give you the season standings for us. David increases his lead to 1901, to Lisa's 1782, to my 1733. So with that, let's talk about tomorrow. We've got racing tonight for you.
Tonight at 5:30, Charleston will be on the air again.
Yes, and so that will be out there for you tonight as I throw that up on the screen. And then back here to Altamont tomorrow, Charleston on Friday, Mount Sterling Saturday, Sunday, then Morrison middle of the month, and Pana to close things out. And so with that, we are going to make it a day here. And that's going to be it for our broadcast. We appreciate you being on.
Head towards Coles County.
And we'll see you
in the winner's circle.
All right. Thank you.